Hi, Friday. A for the first snack. Oh shit, I have to sneeze. Yeah, next time. Hi, Superboy Cat, welcome in. Hello. Are you a fan of creepy eldritch horror stories? We're gonna be reading through The King in Yellow tonight. Also, how is the background audio compared to my voice? Is it okay? Is it too loud, too quiet? King in Yellow, let's go. And also, no one redeemed any sound alerts. Hang on, I forgot to turn them off, but I also forgot to put on mangoes. It's been a long day for me. I apologize. Give me 1 second. How you doing though, Marcy? I can increase the background for sure. Okay. Give me Give me 1 second to do that. There, is that better? You eating good tonight? Yes, you are. Uri is so good tonight. We're eating super well. Sorry. Sick, jet lagged, and I made sure I took till Friday off to deal with this, so at least it isn't a problem for work. Oh, good. Okay, at least it won't be a problem for work. I know that that's always like the hardest part for me. Also, I have to adjust my mic, but it's gonna make a really loud noise. Hey Xylo, hey Bents. How are you guys? Also, come get your mangoes. Hey Annabelle, hey Yarkin. We're gonna give people another minute or so to hop in. Hey there, mushrooms. My hi, Shiniki Serena. Wow, it's so funny that you say that with the parentheses, because look at what came in today. Look. Oh, it's sideways. It's my standee from the magazine that I was in. Mine came in finally. This is what I look like, guys. Hi HD, hi Alex. Hi Pete. You love this story? I do too. No, isn't it fire? Isn't it so good? Hey Ocean, thank you so much for the like, PP. How are you, Alex? It's been a while. It's cute. Hey Sooner. Welcome in. It must be fake. Only ever seen her with fox ears. No, it's not fake. It's just there's not really any Lamia pre-mades or customizable models, so fox girl it is. But also, I'm not a fox. I'm a snuppy. My ears just point up. Hey there, Professor. Ay, joyful. Hola, señorita. ¿Cómo estás? Bien, ¿y tú? How do I say my day was long in Spanish? So I've innovated streams for good while life be lifin'. Life do be lifin'. You're okay. I recently went lurking, playing more Hades 2, and I'm able to consistently make it to the third boss going down. Let's go. Oh, Pete, thank you so much for the 25 stream streak. What the heck? Let's go. 25. Alright, but yeah, we're doing more King in Yellow today. We only have 3 chapters left, so the goal is to finish the book today. And then I will move on to one of the other books that you guys have suggested. I know that you put several in the suggested channel, so I'm gonna look through them. Hi, Silo. Hi, Liam. Wait, I was just wondering if you were going to stream. I almost wasn't, because so I have an old injury from when I played rugby. I strained my neck. And it never healed super properly. So now anytime like the weather acts up, or like it goes from hot to cold, my neck gets sore. Or if I look down for too long, my neck gets sore. And by sore, I mean it really hurts actually. So I have to like go get massages every once in a while. And I also will have my partner's massage it as well. Sometimes I can get it and just like work out the kink a little bit. But if I'm not as bouncy today, that's why. It's because my neck feels a lot better, but it's still a little sore. So thank you, Xylo, for the 3 stream streak. Hades is fun. I'm having a blast with Hades 2 to the point I'm slightly addicted. Is that roguelike serotonin? Thank you for the hug, Benz. Speedrun the story? Thank you for the like mushrooms. Go look cause head hurts? No, absolutely, please take care of yourself, okay? Do what you need to do, baby. Doing good. Ben, thank you for the 35 stream streak. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Hey there, Tavares. So just before we get into the story, I want to make one quick announcement. In May, I will be taking part in something called a stamp rally. So basically what this means is that myself and I believe 5 other streamers are going to be participating, and what you would need to do is hop into everyone's streams, earn 2,000 points, redeem your stamp, and the big prize at the end is that everyone who redeems all the stamps from all of the people participating in the stamp rally get to participate in a meet and greet with whichever streamer you want to see. So you could see me, and we could do like a little meet and greet, a little virtual meet and greet. And there might be some extra surprises as well. We're discussing it. It's in the works. Nothing on the special surprises has been totally decided yet, but I'll keep you all posted. Is Bugsy the one running this? No, he's not. Let's see. That's pretty cool. No, it is cool. And I think you guys are gonna really enjoy some of the people that I will be collabing with on this as well. Low key, I've been wanting to reach out to a couple of them myself, but I'm a nervous being sometimes, and like, just because I think they're cool doesn't mean they know who I am, you know what I mean? And so now we get to know each other. I've seen others do it, and Bugsy was the one running it. Oh, is that like a recent thing? Is he doing one recently? But no, this is not one run by Bugsy. This is run by one of the people who is in my new management company. Hi, Liam. Thank you for the 10 stream streak. You know what that means? Beans. Eldritch beans. Thank you so much, Leah. Thank you. Interesting, it was a while back. Oh, okay. Hi, Maria. Welcome in. Bam. I just wanted to let you guys know that that was up and coming and in the works. So if you see me raid into some new people, that's probably why. I think it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. Everyone seems really nice and also excited for it, so. Alright. Are we ready for the street of the first shell? Hi, Speedy. Welcome in. Actually, I'm gonna take a sip of tea first and then we're gonna hop in. So get cozy, wrap yourself in your little blankets, lay back, and relax. Except you, Frauder, you're at work. You can't go to sleep. Hi, Kimmy. Thank you for the lurk. Alright. Let's get started. The street of the first shell. Be of good cheer. Hi, Boromir. Be of good cheer. The sullen month will die, and a young moon requite us by and by. Look how the old one, meager, bent, and wan, with age and fast, is fainting from the sky. Wow. How you doing, Boromir? Reading The King in Yellow today. Ooh, I went too far. Okay. The street of the first shell. Hi, Nikki. We're reading. We're doing some book reading ASMR tonight. Welcome in. Yeah, time to lurk, rest easy, relax, do what you need to do. Look at you, before too much time went by. No, yeah, of course. No, if anything, you're actually right on time. We're literally just getting started. Alright. The room was already dark. The high roofs opposite cut off what little remained of the December daylight. The girl drew her chair near the window and, choosing a large needle, threaded it, knotting the thread over her fingers. Then she smoothed the baby garment across her knees, and bending, bit off the thread and drew the smaller needle from where it rested in the hem. Ching-ching. I slid a cash register once. Let's see. When she had brushed away the stray threads and bits of lace, she laid it again over her knees caressingly. Then she slipped the threaded needle from her corsage and passed it through a button. But as the button spun down the thread, her hand faltered, the thread snapped, and the button rolled across the floor. She raised her head. Her eyes were fixed. Oh, fuck, that moved so weirdly for me. Her eyes were fixed on a strip of waning light above the chimneys. Hi, snowballs. Welcome in. From somewhere in the city came sounds like the distant beating of drums, and beyond, far beyond, a vague muttering, now growing. Where is it? Swelling, rumbling in the distance, like the pounding of surf upon the rocks. Now like the surf again, receding, growling, menacing. Hi, Damari. So gombure. Welcome in. Get cozy with us. Oh, where was I? Oh, here it is. Receding, growling, menacing. The cold had become intense. A bitter, piercing cold which strained and snapped at joist and beam and turned the slush of yesterday to flint. From the street below, every sound broke sharp and metallic. The clatter of subboats and rattle of shutters or the rare sound of a human voice. Hi, Sleepy Froggo. You here to get sleepy with us tonight? No, definitely feel free to relax. Get your favorite drink, snack, blanket, and relax. reading The King in Yellow tonight. The air was heavy, weighted with the black cold as with a pall. To breathe was painful, to move an effort. In the desolate sky there was something that wearied, in the brooding clouds something that saddened. It penetrated the freezing city cut by the freezing river, the splendid city with its towers and domes, its quays and bridges and its 1,000 spires. It entered the squares, it seized the avenues and the palaces, stole across bridges and crept among the narrow streets of the Latin Quarter, gray under the gray of the December sky. Sadness, utter sadness. A fine icy sleet was falling, powdering the pavement with a tiny crystalline dust. It sifted against the window panes and drifted in heaps along the sill. The light at the window had nearly failed, and the girl bent low over her work. Presently, she raised her head, brushing the curls from her eyes. "Jack, dearest, don't forget to clean your palette," he said. "All right," and picked up the palette, sat down upon the floor in front of the stove. His head and shoulders were in the shadow, but the firelight fell across his knees and glimmered red on the blade of the palette knife. Full in the firelight beside him stood a color box. On the lid was carved J. Trent, the whole French. "Hi, happy bun, welcome in." I saw the black cat, urban predator skin for marble rivals, and realized I'm the prey. I'm the prey too, dude. She's so pretty. J. Trent, École de Beaux Arts. This inscription was ornamented with an American flag and a French flag. Gallant. Welcome. Oh, don't. Welcome in, Raiders. I'm Serene Anise, your sweet and sussy snake goddess, and I definitely didn't just get startled by the thunder in the background audio. No, that'd be crazy. Don't mind the ears and the tail. Sometimes I bark for chat, so they call me Snuppy. It stands for snake puppy. Welcome in, Gallant. Yeah, fancy seeing you here. That's crazy. How you doing, baby? What were you streaming? What were you up to? And also, I know, as usual, it's kind of late. So if anyone needs to raid and run, please feel free to do so. Always take care of yourself first. Hi, Jung. Hi, Gallant. Let's welcome in. So what do you mean that's cute? That I was startled? No, thunder startles me IRL. Just a little woo-wah. Ooh, wow. You're just in time. We're only a couple pages into the chapter. So you didn't really miss anything. Yeah. Isn't there like a new character in woo-wah? Or was it Zenless? I know one of the gachas got a new character recently. Oh, I sipped too loud. My tea's really hot, so I have to like tongue it like a bird. Like you love the King in Yellow streams. Good. Low key, this might be one of the last ones because we only have 3 chapters left. So I'm gonna try to get through it tonight. What are you humming at? Also, I'm on catch-up duty. Oh, I see. I got you. Alright. I'm gonna hop back into it, okay? Miss, welcome in, Raiders. Please feel free to get a snack, a drink, favorite cozy blankie, and relax. I'm about to put the VODs on loop. Do it. I think I need to put them in a playlist together, so I'll definitely make that a little easier for you once I do. Alright. If I remember correctly, the inscription was embossed with an American flag and a French flag. The sleet blew against the window panes, covering them with stars and diamonds, then melting from the warmer air within, ran down and froze again in fern-like traceries. A dog whined, and the patter of small paws sounded on the zinc behind the stove. Jack, dear, do you think Hercules is hungry? Hi, Clear Feather. Welcome in, welcome in. We're reading The King in Yellow. The patter of paws was redoubled behind the stove. He's whining, she continued nervously, and if it isn't because he's hungry, it is because... Her voice faltered. A loud humming filled the air and the windows vibrated. Ken, welcome in. We're King in Yellow. Hell yeah. Yeah, we have 3 chapters left, so I'm hoping that we can finish the book tonight. I'm excited. Seeming Defeatsier, Sources of Souls, Lady of Arches, Temptress of Toes, Heiress of Ankles, Harlot of Heels, Tease of Tongues, Lordess of Licking, Glincess of Glomping, Tantalizer of Triggers, Mommy of Chat, Polytomerous Feet Tuber. How you doing, Ken? Yes, get cozy for King in Yellow, get cozy. A loud humming filled the air and the windows vibrated. Oh, Jack, she cried. Another... But her voice was drowned in the scream of a shell tearing through the clouds overhead. That is the nearest yet, she murmured. Wait, are they at war? Are they getting bombed? Is that what the shell is for? Also, thank you for the hydrate, Marcy. Hi, Narpy. It's been a hot minute, I feel like. How you been? Welcome in, Gallon from Serena. Yes, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Happy fun. Oh, no, he answered cheerfully. It probably fell way over by Montmartre. And as she did not answer, he said again with exaggerated unconcern, they wouldn't take the trouble to fire at the Latin Quarter. Anyway, they haven't a battery that can hurt it. My god, they are like actually shooting them. What? After a while, she spoke up brightly. Jack, dear, when are you going to take me to see Monsieur West's statues? I will bet, he said, throwing down his palette and walking over to the window beside her, that Colette has been here today. Why? She asked, opening her eyes very wide. Then, oh, it's too bad. Really, men are tiresome when they think they know everything. Clock it. And I warn you that if Monsieur West is vain enough to imagine that Colette... From the north, another shell came whistling and quavering through the sky, passing above them with a long-drawn screech, which left the windows singing. That, he blurted out, was too near for comfort. They were silent for a while. Then he spoke again gaily. Go on, Sylvia, and with her poor West. But she only sighed. Oh dear, I can never seem to get used to the shells. Pause. Pause. You've been falling in love recently? I'm sad. No, I love this for you. Oh, I'm so excited, Narby. Wait, I'm so happy. Let's go. Can we get some cheers in the chat for Narby falling in love? Listen, I've heard it's not that easy these days. The dating scene is a travesty. Yeah, no. Quiet claps, quiet claps. I don't know if you can hear that at all, but this is me quiet clapping. Hi, Alex B. Why is my snippy goddess yellow? Because we're reading The King in Yellow. I like to have a little theme with it, you know? Hell yeah. No, that's so exciting, Nerpy. But thank you so much for stopping in tonight and sharing the amazing news. What does it sound like? This doesn't sound like clapping? No, it's because I'm doing quiet claps. They're quiet. No! I take it back. 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 Here, I'll do like little snaps. Was that better? Was that better? Little poetry snaps. Peace. Oh, are you leaving, Joyful? I'll miss you. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Don't do this to me. My street cred, please. Hey there, Momo. You joined Domingo at an interesting time. No, listen. It's not what it sounds like. It's not what it sounds like. You were so close to beating the final boss. Oh, Kronos, you got this. Or the other one. I believe in you. Okay. We're gonna forget that my quiet claps sounded super sus. What do you mean you're just kidding? Wait, I believed you. Oh, Mike getting pegged. Stay tuned. Oh, wait, I missed that. How did I miss that? I was too busy trying to quiet clap. I missed you getting potentially pegged. It's until Anne's heads up. Thank you, Speedy. No, don't do us like that. I had so much hope. That's so funny. Alright. Back at it. Or the pegging is JK or both. I'm gonna go with that the pegging. I'm gonna go with that it's the pegging. The pegging is the JK. I don't think the lope is the JK. I think it's the pegging. This is my theory. This is what I'm running with. Low key though. The damn jelly. Listen, you're a snicky. It's gonna happen eventually, okay? Statistically speaking, sneckies are allotted one romance partner just by divine luck. Good morning, pumpkin. Welcome in. For now, I do have plans to get pegged. I love this for you. Also, thank you, Pumpkin, for the 6 months with Prime. Ooh, what a hot, sexy Prime sub for 6 months. Let's go. She is, Serena. I need to cash in then. On what? Huh? Oh, on the pot. No, listen. It will come to you when it is meant to. It's crazy. You would think so, Speedy. Hi, pyramidal. I look at you back. Damn, I mean, it's better than nothing, Pumpkin. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. I don't even know what a hug feels like no more. Do you not hug your friends? Wait, do you guys not hug your friends? Hug your homies. We all get one pegging in my playing my pegging card, watching the Avatar last Airbender movie. I want to watch it so bad. Gombore. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. We're gonna go on a little tangent and then we're gonna hop back into the story. I want to watch the Avatar The Last Airbender movie so bad, like the new animated one, because I want to watch it with you guys in the community server, and then I also want to go support the fuck out of it in theaters, because apparently Paramount is trying to like get rid of Studio Avatar, which I think is dumb, but that's me. Sometimes it's okay to kiss the homies. It's always okay to kiss the homies with consent, of course. The Automachan, he came back. You can hear finally. Let's go. I'm so happy you can hear. Welcome in, original Alexa. Would you prefer that I call you Alexa? Am I Google? Does it want me to be great? Will only be on Paramount. What, really? They're not even putting it in theaters? Oh, hype train. Oh. Thank you so much for the hype train, guys. I was surrendered, but I broke it off with my IRLs a year ago. That's fair. No, I understand. You don't have to get into it. We're just here to relax and enjoy a little bit of spooky storytelling tonight. Alexa's fine? Okay, good. We'll only be on Paramount Plus. Time to sail the high seas then. Oh my god, subs! Have you also been falling in love lately? Welcome in. I wasn't going to theaters at all. Yeah, so the issue was that they wanted to high silent. Alexa play Despacito. Despacito. En Puerto Rico. No side. Is Avatar movie? Not the live action movie, for sure not. So go for it. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. We're on a quick tangent at the moment, and then we're gonna hop back into the story. No, the animated one. I mean, if I can find it, maybe. But I also do know that the reason why it was leaked a bit was because it was only gonna be streaming on Paramount Plus. They had promised the studio a theatrical release, and then they were like, no. And so now, especially now that they're getting leaked, the running theory is that they did it in hopes that it would push Paramount to do a theatrical release so that it can still make money, because since it's on the internet, like, why would people stream it through Paramount? You know what I mean? So if Paramount even wants to make money at all, they would have to do a theatrical release. That was the theory. So I'm hoping that Paramount caves. And also, I'll bark in a second, silent. I did see it come in. I'm hoping Paramount caves and they can put it in theaters, because I do want to see it in theaters. I really do. Like 4 more weeks of college, then I'm on break. Let's go, subs. I'm so excited for you. You're almost done. So thank you for the lurk, Nick Twist. I'm gonna linger and chill if everyone enjoys the stream and reading. Thank you, baby. Also, wait before you leave. ASMR barks in 3, 2, 1. Bork. Woof. Oh wow. Go grab your nachos and guac, BRB. No worries, BB. Go get your nachos and guac. Hi there, Branch. How you doing? Welcome in. Also, the ad is about to start. Hey there, Salty. You doing good? Good. Yeah, so it looks like the ad is about to start, so you guys buckle in, okay? You buckle in. Where's my thing? Where's my button? Okay. I will see you guys in 3 minutes. But I'll be right here. You're doing good. Let's go. Oh, maybe we just nip it in the bud. We don't have to worry about. I know, I know. Maru. Hey there, baby. Was told to give the best kisses. I do, it's true. Mwah, mwah. You gonna grab a drink as well? No, absolutely, please. While the ad is running, go get a drink. Once the ad finishes, we are gonna hop back into the story. So if you want to grab a drink, go to the bathroom, get an extra blanket, make yourself some hot cocoa. Please feel free. But welcome in, Maru. How you been? Also, you're gonna nail your schooling out of the park. You're gonna hit it out of the park. Peak. I am doing story time, reading The King in Yellow. Also, thank you guys so much for the level 1 Haichi. Yippee! Thank you. Yes, we are finishing up The King in Yellow today. We're currently on, what is it? Yeah, we're on the street of the first shell. That's the story that we're on so far. Alright, let me go back to place. Sizzle! Hey, baby. How you doing? Mitochondria. Photosynthesis. You're in a flow state and don't want to lose it. No, don't lose it. Go, go, go. How you been, Sizzle? How's the cooking endeavors been? You make anything new lately? Ooh, a 20 stream streak. We are streaking. Are you streaking? Here, me. Beans. Beans. Doing good, just doing some studying for my flight tomorrow. Your flight? Oh, is that like the culinary school version of a test? Oh, beans, yes, you get 20. This is 20 stream streak worth of beans right here. Soak it all in, Hey there, Lemon. How you doing, your boy Lemon? Sniffers. No actual flying lessons. Wait, that's so cool. I didn't realize you were going for like pilot school. That's exciting. Are you gonna do like commercial flights or just like recreational flights? Like just for yourself? Alright. Okay, I think I'm good. I look back and there's feet on the screen. We can thank Nick Twist for that and his 20 stream streak. Just another tab in my wild lore. I'm actually doing. Oh. Wait, that's so exciting though. Listen, no scholarship money, I'm just using it till it's gone. You're so real for that. You're so real for that. Well, thank you for the hydrate, Aluka. I just took a sip, so that was perfect timing. Ooh, but I will do the big stretch. Oh. Y'all didn't hear that. Right? You didn't hear that? That was Not just acquired, welcome back. Yeah, almost a 25 stream streak. We heard it, I felt it. Oh no. Whether or not I'll get my license depends on if I get more money because I'm not paying out of pocket. Yeah, that's fair. It's very true, which is OPM, which stands for use other people's money. It's too expensive. No, piloting school is so pricey. you might hear a couple other pops. I'm gonna finish this big stretch and we're gonna read a bit more. Whoa. I'm good, Nate. How are you? Welcome in, reading The King in Yellow. Alright. Where was I? Dislocation pop ASMR. One day. Some basic flying in. No, that's really exciting. I hope that you have a lot of fun with it. Hey, Blue. Alright, I will bark. I'm gonna bark, and then I'm gonna read. Bark. I'll bark. Woo. I'm just a chef and do nothing else. No, you're so humble. Blue. We're reading The King in Yellow, so get cozy, relax, and fall asleep to my voice. Alright. Oh dear, I can never seem to get used to the shells. He sat down on the arm of the chair beside her. Her scissors fell jingling to the floor. My voice. My voice, Blue. She tossed the unfinished frock after them and putting both arms about his neck drew him down into her lap. Don't go out tonight, Jack. Mia! Welcome in. Guys, this is one of the beautiful ladies who helps with my new management services. Everyone say hi, Mia. Go buddy. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. The voices aren't just in my head, no, they're in all of our heads. I wish I had like a multiple voice thing that I could put on. It's like wop 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 wop. Hope you're doing well, Mia. We're reading The King in Yellow. Alright. She pulled him into her lap. Just what you needed to pass out. Good. Definitely relax and fall asleep. This is the perfect place for it. So go buddy. Come in. Thank you for the lurk, Marcy. Alright. Where was I? Don't go out tonight, Jack. He kissed her uplifted face. You know I must. Oh, thank you for the head pat screen. Welcome in. Don't make it hard for me. But when I hear the shells, I know you are out in the city. But they all fall in Montmartre. They may all fall in the Beaux Arts. You said yourself that two struck the Quad d'Or today. Mere accident. Jack, have pity on me. Take me with you. And who will be there to go get dinner? She rose and flung herself on the bed. No, I can't get used to it, and I know you must go, and I beg you not to be late to dinner. If you knew what I suffer, I cannot help it, and you must be patient with me, dear. He said, It is as safe there as it is in our own house. She watched him fill for her alcohol lamp, and when he had lighted it and had taken his hat to go, she jumped up and clung to him in silence. After a moment, he said, Now, Sylvia, remember, my courage is sustained by yours. Come, I must go. She did not move, and he repeated, I must go. Then she stepped back, and he thought she was going to speak and waited, but she only looked at him, and a little impatiently he kissed her again, saying, Nah. Don't worry, dearest. When he had reached the last flight of stairs on his way to the street, a woman hobbled out of the housekeeper's lodge, waving a letter and calling, Monsieur Jack, this was left by Monsieur Fallowby. He took the letter and, leaning on the threshold of the lodge, read it. Dear Jack, I believe Braith is dead broke, and I'm sure Fallowby is. Braith swears he isn't, and Fallowby swears he is. So, You can draw your own conclusions. I will let you fellows in. Yours faithfully, West. P.S. Fallby has shaken Hartman and his gang, thank the Lord. There is something rotten there, or it may be he's only a miser. P.P.S. I'm more desperately in love than ever, but I'm sure she does not care a straw for me. What is this letter? Alright, said Trent with a smile to the concierge, but tell me, how is Papa Coddard? The old woman shook her head and pointed to the curtained bed in the lodge. Père Coddard, he cried cheerily. How goes the wound today? Welcome back, gallant. Welcome back. Thank you for the lurk, Green. He walked over to the bed and drew the curtains. An old man was lying among the tumbled sheets. Better? Smiled Trent. Better, repeated the man warily, and after a pause, have you any news, Monsieur Jack? I haven't been out today. I will bring you any rumor I may hear. Oh, goodness knows I've got enough of rumors, he muttered to himself, then aloud. Cheer up. You're looking better. Oh, Creon! Wait, guys. Remember when I told you about the stamp rally? This is who's running it. Hi, Creon. Welcome in. Hello, welcome in, Raiders. I'm Denise, your sweet and sussy snake goddess. Don't let the ears and the tail fool you. Sometimes I bark for chat, so they call me Snuppy. We're reading The King in Yellow today, so feel free to get a snack, get cozy, get a blanket, snuggle in close with us. Welcome in, welcome in. Listen, everyone, definitely go give Creon a follow for me. It would really mean a lot to me. And also, thank you so much for the follows, you guys. Welcome in, welcome in. What were you up to? Oh, but also I know it's getting kind of late, so if anyone needs to raid and run, please feel free to do so. Always take care of yourself first. Yes, welcome in, Raiders. We haven't officially met yet, but hello, Creon. Hi, life cool. Yes, drop your Crocs and grab your socks. It's a Creon raid. I literally just took my socks off, but I can grab them. I can hold them close. I'm just taking a quick sip of tea. I believe Creon Alexa manages for. Oh, okay. Let's head out and sleep before work tomorrow, but I'll be lurking for you, lovely. Hope you enjoy your story. Thank you, baby. Yeah, definitely go get your rest, go get your sleep. Thank you so much for the raid and trusting me with your community. I promise we'll behave, right, guys? We're gonna be consummate professionals here. Definitely go get your sleep, okay? Alright, welcome in. We're reading The King in Yellow. We are on the street. A chapter called The Street of the First Shell. Okay. I haven't been out today. I will bring you any rumor I may hear, though. Though goodness knows I've got enough of rumors, he muttered to himself, then aloud. Cheer up. You're looking better. Thank you for the lurk, Kay. And the sortie? Oh, the sortie. That's for this week. General Choku sent orders last night. It won't be terrible. Thank you for the alert, Creon. It won't be sickening, thought Trent as he went out into the street and turned the corner to the Rue de Seine. Slaughter, pew pew. I'm glad I'm not going. Ellis, welcome in. How you doing, PP? What have you been up to? Are you on your... Wait, are you on your off day finally? Or is that... tomorrow? 2 days? I'm trying to do math in my head. Yes, finally, let's go! Okay, so I was right. That makes me happy. Alright, reading The King in Yellow tonight, Ellis. Playing Enfield all day, getting ready for the new update. Ooh, nice. Maybe I'll play the new update, who knows? Let's get cozy. Feel free to play Enfield in the background. I'm gonna get back into reading. I wanna get a couple pages in real quick. Oh, where was I? Oh, I'm glad I'm not going. The street was almost deserted. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Hi, Ali Panda. Hi, Evo-chan. I've dropped my Crocs and grabbed my socks. Shanisi, I know you'd love the new character. Oh, I'll check him out. I'll check him out. The street was almost deserted. A few women muffled in tattered military capes crept along the frozen pavement, and a wretchedly clad gamin hovered over the sewer hole in the corner of the boulevard. A rope around his waist held his rags together. Hi, Hako. Sorry, you distracted me. I was reading. Can we get a little shout out for Hako, please? You know, I actually was thinking about you today. I was thinking about you earlier today, Hako. Do you guys want to see a funny art piece? Sorry, I've completely gone on a tangent and I apologize. Hako, you threw me off my groove. It's okay, I won't kick you out of the kingdom though. Please stay. I'm sorry, keep going. I love you too. How you been, Hako? I was talking to Silky and I was like, damn, it's been a hot minute since I've seen Hako. I should go say hi. And then I got busy before being able to set up for stream. And the people who were in here right at the start can let you know that I was like low-key still setting up when I was starting. But, alright. Quick flashbang. This is my acrylic stand. Look, Hako. My acrylic stand came in. Isn't it nice? Isn't it lovely? And then also, this is the art that Hako and I have together. See, he's a mimic VTuber, and I'm a little clumsy. So he ate me. Also, everything I want to worship. My God, isn't it so good? I'll send you other pictures too. I'm glad you guys like it. Oh, your house got renovated. Oh, I see. Oh, that's why I haven't seen you then. I thought it was weird that I hadn't seen you pop up. It's so cute, OMG. Yeah, in the artist. So this is done by a wonderful artist named Samanila. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And here's their VGen link if you want to check them out. But this is part of a YCH that they have, so like you could get this too. This could be you. And I asked them to do like customized, like have tentacles popping out and do like a little customized tentacle and thing like that. And they're like, oh my god, I've never done that before. And then they did it, and then they were like, thank you so much. Like, you really pushed me to animate more. And I had a lot of fun doing it. So I just wanted you to know, Hako, that the artist really loved making this piece for us. I wish that was me. You're so delicious. There's more box of teeth than feels. Oh no, he's a box of eels. EELS. We won't go into why it's eels, even though he's a mimic VTuber. The lore is crazy. Artist is so sweet for that. I know, she's the sweetest. Okay. I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get back on track. I'm gonna be a consummate professional. Hi, there you go. Laura, a little too crazy. That's what I'm saying. Hi, Ellis. Hello, hello. How you doing, Ellis? Hi, princess. Hi, Lewis. Did I arrive at an awkward time? No, 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 not at all. I go follow them right meow. Yeah, and Loki. Okay, last plug for Hako. If you're a monster fucker, when he does ear lickies, is a face toggle that gives him a really long tongue, sharp teeth, and what, like 12 eyes or something like that? Like, you get like a fuck ton of eyes. Hey, Brad, is night go sleep? Oh, thank you. Just doing the big stretch. Luckily, I've already snap, crackle, popped my joints at the other big stretch, so hopefully this one will be a little quieter. Hako's like, yeah. Thank you, princess. And I'll do the hydrate. Alright, alright. From the top. Hey, Ryoku. The treasure chest eating someone, but that sounds like an average Thursday. No, that's my friend Hako. He just needed a little snack. Some medicine and sleep. If I fall asleep, have a good rest of the stream. Oh, thank you so much, Mia. But yeah, no, definitely feel free to fall asleep here. If anything, I take it as a compliment. But it is the snack. Welcome in, Ryoku. I'm gonna read now. I'm gonna finish this page that I've been on for 20 minutes now. I'm gonna finish it, I swear. Sorry, 1 second. Hi, Mileson. Sooner, is what you sent me just now, did you actually send me something? Are you part of the attack? As a heads up, everyone, devastating news. Apparently, Discord just made an announcement that there's the possibility of a cyber attack event taking place tomorrow or later tonight. And apparently this has already started happening. So make sure you have your two-factor authentication on for sure. Ugh. Icky. An hour later, still yapping. Oops. Oh, when you get a chance, look at your DMs. Okay, so this is you. I'm not hacked, just spreading the information. I didn't see what you said, so I was like, did you actually send this? Or is this like part of the attack? Thank you, Clearfeather. But yeah, stay vigilant, everyone. Definitely keep a little bit more of an eye. Sooner, I think you have... I'm just gonna... Can you go ahead and post that in the general chat and just say it's from Serena Sooner in the Discord, if you don't mind? I'd really appreciate it. Just as a little thing, because I don't know if you can post in announcements, but if you can, put it in announcements. And just say it's from me. Thank you so much for your keeping me updated and keeping us safe. W mod. W mod Sooner. Okay. Now, from the top. The street was almost deserted. A few women, muffled in tattered military capes, crept along the frozen pavement, and a wretchedly clad gamin hovered over the sewer hole in the corner of the boulevard. A rope around his waist held his rags together. From the rope hung a rat, still warm and bleeding. Ooh. Also, thank you for the 7-stream streak, Ryoku. Yeah, stay safe, you guys. Thank you for that 18th. Gombore. There's another in there, he yelled at Trent. I hit him, but he got away. Trent crossed the street and asked, how much? 2 francs for a quarter of a fat one. Of the rats? Are they talking about the rats? Thank you for that, Pats. That's what they give at the Saint Germain Marquette. Thank you for the 7-stream streak, Brad. Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate it. Yeah, 2 francs for a fat one. For a fat rat. Hey there, dragon. A violent fit of coughing interrupted him, but he wiped his face with the palm of his hand and looked cunningly at Trent. Last week you could buy a rat for 6 francs, but here he swore vilely. The rats have quit the Rue de Seine and they kill them now over by the new hospital. I'll let you have this for 7 francs. I can sell it for 10 in the Isle St. Louis. No go. How you doing, PP? Welcome in, welcome in. Hope you're well after Nikkei the other night. I am excited to play more of it over the weekend. I'm doing good, Dragon. I'm doing good. I'm excited to read. I'm stressed out. Oh, I was a little stressed out. I'm a little less stressed out, thankfully, but hopefully being here, hearing a little bit about the King in Yellow, and listening to the rain and the thunder in the background, help you relax a little bit tonight, Noko. It is another dragon. I can sell it for 10 in the Isle St. Louis. You lie, said Trent. And let me tell you that if you try to swindle anybody in this quarter, the people will make short work of you and your rats. He stood a moment eyeing the gamin, who pretended to snivel. Then he tossed him a franc, laughing. The child caught it and, thrusting it into his mouth, wheeled about to the sewer hole. He put the coin in his mouth. For a second he crouched, motionless, alert, his eyes on the bars of the drain. Then leaping forward, he hurled a stone into the gutter, and Trent left him to finish a fierce grey rat that writhed, squealing at the mouth of the sewer. Suppose Braith should come to that, he thought. Poor little chap. And hurrying, he turned in the dirty passage de Beaux Arts and entered the 3rd house to the left. For the Annie, I have so much excitement, but also I'm so nervous. Ooh, I'm excited too. Wait, when is it? When is it airing tomorrow night? Do you know? Monsieur is at home, quavered the old concierge. Home? A garret absolutely bare, save for the iron bedstead in the corner and the iron basin and pitcher on the floor. West appeared at the door, winking with much mystery, and motioned Trent to enter. Braith, who was painting in bed to keep warm, looked up, laughed, and shook hands. Thank you for the hydrate, monkey. Welcome in. Any news? So I'm gonna do the hydrate now. The perfunctory question was answered as usual by, nothing but the cannon. Can I also get a hug? Of course you can. I'm giving you a hug right now. And Trent sat down on the bed. Why on earth did you get that? He demanded, pointing to a half-finished chicken nestling in the wash basin. Wes grinned. Are you millionaires, you two? Out with it. Braith, looking a little ashamed, began. Oh, it's one of West's exploits, but was cut short by West, who said he would sell the story himself. You see, before the siege, I had a letter of introduction to a type here, a fat banker, German-American variety. You know the species, I see. Well, of course, I forgot to present the letter, but this morning, judging it to be a favorable opportunity, I called on him. The villain lives in comfort. Fires, my boy. Fires in the anterooms. Oh, I thought I turned that off. No. 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 Thank you, Dragon. Thank you for letting me know that was still up. I was ahead in the US, so the 18th is tomorrow for me and starts at around 7:30 p.m. Oh, I see. Thank you for the 25 stream streak, Dragon. I really appreciate it. It'd be 5 in the morning? Oh, that's so early. Alright. Where was I? Fires, my boy. Fires in the antechambers. The Buttons finally condescends to carry my letter and card up, leaving me standing in the hallway, which I did not like. So I entered the first room I saw unfeignedly, and nearly fainted at the sight of a banquet on a table by the fire. Down comes Buttons, very insolent. No, oh no. His master is not at home, and in fact is too busy to receive letters of introduction just now. The siege and many business difficulties. I deliver a kick to Buttons, pick up this chicken from the table, toss my card onto the empty plate, and addressing Buttons as a species of Prussian pig, what the fuck? March out with the honors of war. Trent shook his head. Oh, I forgot to say that Hartman often dines there, and I draw my own conclusions, continued West. Now, about this chicken. Half of it is for Braith and myself and half for Corlett. But of course you will help me eat my part because I'm not hungry. Literally me when someone uses the Captain Holt redeemed. Oh no. I better watch the YouTube bot at a later time, which is exactly what I will be doing. It's too early. Neither am I, began Braith, but Trent with a smile at the pinched faces before him shook his head, saying, What nonsense, you know I'm never hungry. West hesitated, reddened, and then slicing off Braith's portion, but not eating any himself, said, Good night, and hurried away. Hi, Otto, welcome in. 80 night now, bye-bye, Hoppy. You sleep well, okay? You get that good rest. Welcome in, Otto. And hurried away to number 470 Rue Serpent, where lived a pretty girl named Colette, orphan after Sedan, and heaven alone knew where she got the roses in her cheeks, for the siege came hard on the poor. That chicken will delight her. But I really believe she's in love with West, said Trent, and walking over to the bed. See here, old man, no dodging, you know. How much have you left? The other hesitated and flushed. Come, old chap, insisted Trent. Braith drew a purse from beneath his bolster and handed it to his friend with a simplicity that touched him. 7 sous, he counted. You make me tired. Why on earth don't you come to me? I'll take it. You'll take it what? You'll take it what is this? What is this word? You'll take it dill? You'll take it to dill, Braith. To catch some streamers. Oh, Ryoko, that's so early. How many times must I go over the same thing and explain to you that because I have money, it is my duty to share it, and your duty and the duty of every American to share it with me? Wait, what? Gombare. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. You can't get a cent. The city's blockaded, and the American minister has his hands full with all the German riffraff and deuce knows what. Why don't you act sensibly? Wait, so this... Okay, wait, hold on. Let me reread this. Am I reading this right? Wait. You make me... Why on earth don't you come to me? How many times is to go over the same thing as my duty? Because I have money, it is my duty to share it. Your duty and the duty of every American to share it with me. What is he saying? So because he has money, he has to share it. And then other people have to share their money with him? What? I have no idea what this guy is saying. Oh, you guys know each other? Let's go. Hello, Emperor of the Jedi. Welcome in. Reading The King in Yellow. Yes, definitely welcome in. Get cozy, get a snack, a warm drink, and relax. How are you today? I'm doing great. I'm excited to be reading more of The King and Yellow. My goal is to finish it today. We have 3 chapters left, so we're almost done. So get cozy, relax with us. I will, Trent, but it's an obligation that perhaps I can never even in part repay. I'm poor. I'm poor, and of course you'll pay me. If I were an usurer, I would take your talent for security. When you are rich and famous, don't, Trent. Alright, only no more monkey business. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that Trent kinda sucks. I think he sucks. He's like, sorry, I'm not a collector, while acting like a collector. Crazy. He loves the Kitsu's cool. Oh, let's go. He slipped a dozen gold pieces into the purse and, tucking it again under the mattress, smiled at Braith. How old are you? He demanded. 16? He's hustling a 16-year-old? Oh my god. What the fuck? Have a good nap, Momo. A good nap. Have a good rest, Momo. You get some good sleep, okay? Rest well, baby. Trent laid his hand lightly on his friend's shoulder. I'm 22, and I have the rights of a grandfather as far as you are concerned. You'll do as I say until you're 21. The siege will be over by then, I hope, said Braith, trying to laugh, but the prayer in their hearts, how long, O Lord, how long, was answered by the swift scream of a shell soaring among the storm clouds of that December night. You love ASMR, it makes you relax. Oh good, I'm happy. I'm glad this is helping you relax. That's so sus. No, I agree. Part 2. West, standing in the doorway of a house in the Rue Serpent, was speaking angrily. He said he didn't care whether Hartman liked it or not. He was telling him, not arguing with him. You call yourself an American, he sneered. Berlin and hell are full of that kind of American. You come loafing about Colette with your pockets stuffed with white bread and beef and a bottle of wine at 30 francs, and you can't really afford to give $1 to the American ambulance and public assistance, which Braith does, and he's half starved. I'm confused. Aren't we in France? Why are we giving money to the American ambulance and public assistance? What am I missing? I thought we were in France. If you have any headphones, it makes it a lot better. Oh, I agree. One of the best ways to relax for my case study? Wait, your soft voice combined with your sweet personality. Thank you, Louis. I appreciate it. Are they American soldiers serving in France? I'm not sure. I feel like maybe it's a little bit of both. I'm so sorry. One of my other mods messaged me and I thought it was like another emergency, so I opened it. Can I share? Hold on, I have to ask them if I can share this. If they can, it's great. It's good. Okay, I think it's relevant because you guys are like, oh, like, when you listen to ASMR, wear headphones. It makes it a whole lot better. And Miyu fucking sends this to me and is like, this is me, by the way. She's like, this is me, by the way. The announcement challenge, that's okay. Can you just put it in the general chat for now? And just say that it's from me. I'd really appreciate it sooner, thank you. I'm so serious, by the way. I know you're serious, that's why I'm laughing. And people have reacted it. Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sooner. All the besitos. Okay. Alrighty. We're gonna hop back in. Harmon retreated out of the curbstone, but West followed him, his face like a thundercloud. Don't you dare to call yourself a countryman of mine, he growled. No, nor an artist either. Artists don't worm themselves into the service of the public defense where they do nothing but feed like rats on the people's food. And I'll tell you now, he continued, dropping his voice for Hartman had started, as though stung. You might better keep away from the Alsatian Bracery? What? Alsatian Bracery and the smug-faced thieves who haunt it. You know what they do with suspects? You lie, you hound, screamed Hartman, and flung the bottle in his hand straight at West's face. West had him by the throat in a second. Me next, sorry. And forcing him against the dead wall shook him wickedly. Now you listen to me, he muttered through his clenched teeth. You are already a suspect, and I swear I believe you are a paid spy. It isn't my business to detect such vermin, and I don't intend to denounce you, but understand this. Colette don't like you, and I can't stand you. And if I catch you in this street again, I'll make it somewhat unpleasant. Get out, you sleek Prussian. So he's racist. Got it. I'm writing this down. It's a surprise tool that'll help us later. Really said, get. He did, he said, get out of here. Harmon had managed to drag a knife from his pocket, but West tore it from him and hurled him into the gutter. A gamin who had seen this burst into a peal of laughter which rattled harshly in the silent street. Then everywhere windows were raised and rows of haggard faces appeared, demanding to know why people should laugh in the starving city. Is it a victory? Murmured one. Look at that, cried West as Hartman picked himself up from the pavement. Look. Look, you miser. Look at those faces. But Hartman gave him a look which he never forgot and walked away without a word. Trent, who suddenly appeared at the corner, glanced curiously at West, who merely nodded toward his door, saying, Come in. Fallowby's upstairs. Racism? In Eldritch Horror? What? It's more likely than you think. Me and my homies hate racism. Bleh. What are you doing with that knife? Demanded Fallowby, as he and Trent entered the studio. West looked at his wounded hand, which still clutched the knife, but saying, Cut myself by accident, tossed it into a corner and washed the blood from his fingers. Fallowby, fat and lazy, watched him without comment, but Trent, half divining how things had turned, walked over to Fallowby smiling. I have a bone to pick with you, he said. Where is it? I'm hungry, replied Fallowby with affected eagerness, but Trent, frowning, told him to listen. How much did I advance you a week ago? 380 francs, replied the other with a squirm of contrition. Where is it? Wait, so are they like bloodhounds? Are they like loan sharks? I'm putting it all together. Fallowby began a series of intricate explanations, which were soon cut short by Trent. I know. You blew it in. You always blow it in. I don't care a rap what you did before the siege. I know you are rich and have a right to dispose of your money as you wish to, and I also know that, generally speaking, it is none of my business. But now, it is my business. As I have to supply the funds until you get some more, which you won't, until the siege is ended one way or another. Hi, Angel Cake, welcome in. Get cozy with us. One way or another. I wish to share what I have, but I won't see it thrown out of the window. Oh, yes. Of course, I know you will reimburse me. But that isn't the question. And anyway, it's the opinion of your friends, old man, that you will not be worse off for a little abstinence from fleshy pleasures. Why would he phrase it like that? Excuse me while I'm off to indulge in my fleshy pleasures, guys. You are positively a freak in this famine-cursed city of skeletons. I am rather stout, he admitted. It is true you are out of money? Demanded Trent. Yes, I am, said the other. That roast-sucking pig on the Rue Saint-Honore, is it there yet? Continued Trent. What? Stammered the feeble one. I thought so. I caught you in ecstasy before that sucking pig at least 12 times. Is sucking pig a euphemism? I have to know. Is sucking pig a euphemism for something? Can someone look that up for me? What does that mean? Then laughing, he presented Fallowby with a roll of 20-franc pieces, saying, If these go for luxuries, you must live on your own flesh, and went over to aid West, who sat beside the wash basin binding up his hand. West suffered him to tie the knot, and then said, You remember yesterday, when I left you and Braith to take the chicken to Colette? Chicken! Good heavens! Moaned Fallowby. Chicken, repeated West, enjoying Fallowby's grief. I must explain that things are changed. Colette and I are to be married. What? Damn, they moved fast. Hold up. No, I agree, Brett. Hold up. Hold the fuck up. I must explain that things are changed. Colette and I are to be married. What about the chicken? Groaned Fallowby. Shut up, laughed Trent, and slipping his arm through West, walked to the stairway. The poor little thing, said West. Just think, not a splinter of firewood for a week, and wouldn't tell me because she thought I needed it for my clay figure. Whew. When I heard it, I smashed that smirking clay nymph to pieces, and the rest can freeze and be hanged. After a moment he added timidly, Won't you call on your way down and say bonsoir? It's number 17. Most jokes or sarcasm go over my head. Yes, said Trent, and he went out softly, closing the door behind. He stopped on the 3rd landing, lighted a match, scanned the numbers over the row of dingy doors, and knocked at number 17. C'est toi, George. The door opened. Oh, pardon, Monsieur Jack. I thought it was Monsieur West. Then blushing furiously. Oh, I see you have heard. Oh, I thank you so much for your wishes, and I'm sure we love each other very much, and I'm dying to see Sylvia and tell her and what? Laughed Trent. Thank you for the lurk, Sooner. I am very happy, she sighed. He's pure gold, turned Trent. And then gaily, I want you and George to come and dine with us tonight. It's a little treat. You see, tomorrow is Sylvia's fete. She will be 19. I have written to Thorne and the... How do I say this? Gwen... Guernalex? Guernalex? I feel like that's not how I say it. And the Guernalex will come with their cousin Odile. Welcome back, Mercy. Fallabee is engaged not to bring anybody but himself. The girl accepted shyly, charging him with loads of loving messages to Sylvia, and he said goodnight. He started up the street, walking swiftly, for it was bitter cold, and cutting across the Rue de la Lune, he entered the Rue de Seine. The early winter night had fallen, almost without warning, but the sky was clear and myriads of stars glittered in the heavens. The bombardment had become furious, a steady rolling thunder from the Prussian cannon punctuated by the heavy shocks from Mont Valérien. The shells streamed across the sky, leaving trails like shooting stars, and now, as he turned to look back, rockets blue and red flared above the horizon from the Fort d'Issy, and the fortress of the north flamed like a bonfire. "Good news," a man shouted over by the boulevards of Saint-Germain. As if by magic, the streets were filled with people, shivering, chattering people with shrunken eyes. 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7. Do you hear Prussian cannons? Yes, I do believe this story is set in World War II. If I had to guess, maybe one. Sorry, I'm just putting my phone on Do Not Disturb real quick. Okay, there we go. Welcome in, welcome in. Get cozy with us. Relax while we read The King in Yellow. Jacques, cried one. The army of the Loire. Eh? Mon vieux? It has come then at last. I told thee. Tomorrow, tonight, who knows? Is it true? Is it a sortie? Someone said, oh God, a sortie and my son? Another cried, to the Seine? They say one can see the signals of the army of the Loire from the Pont Neuf. There was a child standing near Trent who kept repeating, Mama, Mama, then tomorrow we may eat white bread. And beside him an old man swaying, stumbling, his shriveled hands crushed to his breast, muttering as if insane. Could it be true? Who has heard the news? The shoemaker on the Rue de Bucci had it from a mogul who had heard a franc-tireur repeat it to a captain of the National Guard. I'm gonna bark. Prussia was under German control over the start of World War II. That's what I was thinking. It is definitely one of the world wars for sure, though. And here, I'll bark. Bark. Barf. Ooh. Trent followed the throng, surging through the Rue de Seine to the river. Rocket after rocket clove the sky, and now from Montmartre, the cannon clanged and the batteries on Montparnasse joined in with a crash. The bridge was packed with people. Trent asked, "Who has seen the signals of the army of the Loire?" "We are waiting," was the reply. He looked toward the north. Suddenly the huge silhouette of the Arc de Triomphe sprang into black relief against the flash of a cannon. The bottom of the gun rolled along the quay, and the old bridge vibrated. Again, over by the Point d'Azur, a flash and heavy explosion shook the bridge, and then the whole eastern bastion and the fortifications blazed and crackled, sending a red flame into the sky. Your reading is peak. Thank you so much, Define Negative. I really appreciate it. Welcome in. I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying it. Where was I? Blazed and crackled, sending a flame into the sky. Thank you for the lurk, Budakex. Hi, Salary. Welcome in. Feel free to get cozy while we read more of The King in Yellow tonight. Hi, Salary. Hello. Hi, True. Welcome in. Thanks for hopping in tonight. Has anyone seen the signals yet? He said. He asked again. We are waiting, was the reply. Thank you for the light, Krypton. Yes, waiting, murmured a man behind him. Waiting, sick, starved, freezing, but waiting. Is it a sortie? They go gladly. Is it to starve? They starve. They have no think to think of surrender. Are they heroes, these Parisians? Answer me, Trent. The American ambulance surgeon turned about and scanned the parapets of the bridge. Any news, doctor? Asked Trent mechanically. News, said the doctor. I don't know any. I haven't had time to know any. What are these people after? They say that the army of the Lord has signaled Mont Valerian. Poor devils. The doctor glanced about him for an instant and then... I'm so harried and worried that I don't know what to do. After the last sortie, we had to work of 50 ambulances of our poor little corpse. Tomorrow there's another sortie, and I wish you fellows could come over to headquarters. We may need volunteers. How is Madame? He added abruptly. Thank you for the lurk, Eldaris. Welcome in, welcome in. Looked it up, it is set during World War I, but published in 1895, which explains why they are saying cannon instead of artillery. Oh, I see. That does explain it, yeah. You know, this book is old. This is a very, very old book. Who predicted World War I? It's crazy. Well, replied Trent, but she seems to grow more nervous every day. I ought to be with her now. Take care of her, said the doctor, and with a sharp look at the people, I can't stop now. Good night. And he hurried away muttering, Poor devils. Trent leaned over the parapet and blinked at the black river surging through the arches. Dark objects carried swiftly on the breast of the current, struck with a grinding, tearing noise against the stone piers, spun around for an instant and hurried away into the darkness. The ice from the Marne. As he stood staring into the water, a hand was laid on his shoulder. Hello, Southwark, he cried, turning around. This is a queer place for you. Trent, I have something to tell you. Don't stay here. Don't believe in the army of the Lord. And the attaché of the American legation slipped his arm through Trent's and drew him toward the Louvre. Then it's another lie, said Trent bitterly. Yeah, ye old book. No, this book is I think this book... Don't quote me on this, but I think this book comes before Lovecraft even. Ooh, don't quote me though. I could be wrong. Then it's another lie, said Trent bitterly. Worse, we know at the legation. I can't speak of it, but that's not what I have to say. Something happened this afternoon. The Alsatian brasserie... Brasserie? How do I say this? Is this brasserie? Brasserie? Was visited, and an American named Hartman had been arrested. Do you know him? I know a German who calls himself an American. His name is Hartman. Gombore. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. Feel free to get cozy, relax, get a snack while we read The King in Yellow tonight. Did come before Lovecraft and inspired him. That's right, that's right. His name is Hartman. Well, he was arrested about 2 hours ago. They mean to shoot him. Oh, what? Yeah, what? Of course, we at the legation can't allow them to shoot him offhand, but the evidence seems conclusive. Is he a spy? Well, the papers seized in his rooms are pretty damning proofs. And besides, he was caught. They say swindling the Public Food Committee. He drew rations for 50. How? I don't know. He claims to be an American artist here, and we have been obliged to take notice of it at the legation. It's a nasty affair. To cheat the people at a time at such a time is worse than robbing the poor box, cried Trent angrily. Let them shoot him. He's an American citizen. Yes, oh yes, said the other, bitterness. American citizenship is a precious privilege when every goggle-eyed German, his anger choked him. Yeah, racism will do that to you, buddy. Southwick shook his hands with him warmly. Thank you for the lurk, Saluno Striker. I really appreciate it. Free to relax here with us. It can't be helped. We must own the carrion. I'm afraid you may be called upon to identify him as an American artist. Hi, Parashek. Welcome in, welcome in. Get cozy, relax, grab a drink, a snack, a blanket. I'm reading The King in Yellow tonight. You must own the carrion. I'm afraid you may be called upon to identify him as an American artist, he said with a ghost of a smile on his deep-lined face, and walked away through the Cours Laurent. Gonna go get some C's. Take care, Queen. Have a good one, Joyful. Thanks for hanging out with me a bit tonight. You sleep well, okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And Trent swore silently for a moment and then drew out his watch. 7 o'clock. Sylvia will be anxious, he thought, and hurried back to the river. The crowd still huddled shivering on the bridge, a somber, pitiful congregation peering out into the night for the signals of the army of the Lord. And their hearts beat time to the pounding of the guns, their eyes lighted with each flash from the bastions, and hope rose with the drifting rockets. A black cloud hung over the fortifications, from horizon to horizon. The cannon smoke stretched in wavering bands, now capping the spires and domes with cloud, now blowing in streamers and shreds along the streets, now descending from the housetops, enveloping quays, bridges, and rivers in a sulphurous mist. And through the smoke piled the lighting of the cannon played, while from time to time a rift above showed a fathomless black vault set with stars. He turned again to the Rue de Seine, that sad, abandoned street, and its rows of closed shutters and desolate ranks of unhighlighted lamps. He was a little nervous and wished once or twice for a revolver, but the slinking forms which passed him in the darkness were too weak with hunger to be dangerous, he thought. And he passed on unmolested to his doorway. But there somebody sprang at his throat. Over and over the icy pavement he rolled with his assailant, tearing at the noose about his neck, and then with a wrench sprang to his feet. "Get up," he cried to the other. Slowly and with great deliberation, a small gamin picked himself up out of the gutter and surveyed Trent with disgust. "That's a nice clean trick," said Trent. "A whelp of your age. You'll finish against a dead wall. Give me that cord." The urchin handed him the noose without a word. Trent struck a match and looked at his assailant. It was the rat killer of the day before. "I thought so," he muttered. "Tiens, c'est toi," said the gamin tranquilly. The impudence, the overpowering audacity of the ragamuffin took Trent's breath away. "Do you know, you young strangler," he gasped, "that they shoot thieves of your age?" The child turned a passionless face to Trent. "Shoot then." That was too much, and he turned to his heel and entered his hotel. So he can talk the talk, but he can't walk the walk. I don't like Trent. Trent is not a good guy. Who threatens kids like that? Groping up the unlighted stairway, he at last reached his own landing and felt about in the darkness for the door. From his studio came the sound of voices, West's hearty laugh and Fallowby's chuckle, and at last he found the knob, and pushing back the door, stood a moment confused by the light. "Hello, Jack," said West. "You're a pleasant creature, inviting people to dine and letting them wait. Here's Fallowby weeping with hunger." "Shut up," observed the latter. Perhaps he's been out to buy a turkey. He's been out garroting. Look at his noose, laughed Gernalek. So now we know where you get your cash, added West. Vive le coup de Père Francois. Jen shook his hands with everybody and laughed at Sylvia's pale face. I didn't mean to be late. I stopped on the bridge a moment to watch the bombardment. Were you anxious, Sylvia? She smiled and murmured, Oh, no. But her hand dropped into his and tightened convulsively. To the table, shouted Fallowbeer, and uttered a joyous whoop. Whoop. Take it easy, observed Thorn with a remnant of manners. Hi, mixed boy. Welcome in, welcome in. You are not the host, you know. Marie Gernalek, who had been chattering with Colette, jumped up and took Thorn's arm, and Monsieur Gernalek drew Odile's arm through his. Trent, bowing gravely, offered his own arm to Colette. West took in Sylvia, and Fallowby hovered anxiously in the rear. You march around the table 3 times singing the Marseille. Marseillais? Marseillais? Explained Sylvia. Monsieur Fallowby pounds on the table and beats time. Fallowby suggested that they could sing after dinner, but his protest was drowned in the ringing chorus. I apologize for my French, except literally. Our armes, formez-vous bataillon. Around the room they marched singing, Marchons, marchons. With all their might, while Fallowby with every bad grace hammered on the table, consoling himself a little with the hope that the exercise would increase his appetite. Hercules, the black and tan, fled under the bed, from which retreat he yapped and whined until dragged out by Gernalek and placed in Odile's lap. And now, said Trent gravely when everybody was seated, listen, and he read the menu. Which I will wait on because I realize that the ads just started, so we're gonna yap a little bit. How do we feel about Trent? I don't think I like him. He's kind of weird. I will admit though, I'm a little confused about who is who. I think I got a little turned around when they were doing introductions. He's a weird boy. He sounds like he kind of sucks to be age. I think he does. I feel bad for Sylvia. Are there likable characters in The King in Yellow? I think so. I think there are. Hi, Fraser. Your voice is too calming. Oh, it's not a bad thing. Hi, Jack. Jack the Gamer. Welcome in, welcome in. Hoi hoi. We're taking a little break from reading so that we can wait until the ads get back to finish out the story. We're reading The King in Yellow. I guess, the one thing that I don't get, maybe I would be too paranoid personally, but I guess, the phenomena of people watching the bombardments as, entertainment in a way. Not really entertainment, but, you know what I mean. That's very interesting to me, because I feel like if it was me, I would be inside. I feel like it's very similar to when you're watching a tornado form and come closer, you know what I mean? That's the kind of vibe that I get where people are like, oh, a tornado's gonna form? Let me go stand outside on my porch and watch it. That's kind of what that feels like. I'm curious to see, though, how The King in Yellow is gonna play into this, because we haven't really gotten to that part yet. I don't think, besides being nearly choked to death by a kid, I don't think Trent, our main man here, has really experienced anything too supernatural. Hi Davia, welcome in. Espen, thank you for the lurk. Can we get a little shout out for Espen, please? Sorry I dipped. I was doing stuff. You're okay, Salty. Welcome back. Welcome back. How you doing, BB? I'm not in the bombing area. I'm gonna watch the fireworks. Someone needs to witness and live. I guess that's true too. Yeah, I think like I think I'd just be too paranoid about catching a stray, you know? So I'm just a little off. What am I gonna do about it? Die, I guess, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. Alright. Are we back from the ads? I think we are, right? Is anyone still in them? I have the main character narcissist complex, so I know I'll live. Oh, please. Alright. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Beef soup. Listen. And he read the menu. Beef soup à la Sige de Paris. Fish. Sardines à la Père Lachaise. White wine. Roti. Red wine. Fresh beef à la sortie. Vegetables. Canned beans à la chespont. Canned peas. Gravelotte. Potatoes. Irlandais. Miscellaneous. Welcome in, Marios. We'll sacrifice ourselves first. No, don't do that. I want you guys to live too. Believe it or not. I want you to live. Live. Corned. Oh, why cold corned beef though? Cold. I like my corned beef hot. Cold corned beef à la tiers, stewed prunes à la Gribaldi, dessert, dried prunes, white bread, currant jelly. I love currants. Tea, cafe, liqueurs, pipes, and cigarettes. I like that pipes and cigarettes are considered a dessert here. Having wine and a meal while your city is being bombed is a bit much, IMO. I mean, what else are you gonna do though, Marcy? If you're not actively part of the forces doing the bombing or resisting, what else are you gonna do? Good night, Maria. You sleep well, okay? You get some really good rest, baby. Like, think about it this way. I'm gonna take it back to the tornado analogy. People have like tornado parties or like hurricane parties. Anytime there's like a huge natural disaster, people are like, what if I threw a party about it? Like, I don't know if you remember, but like when COVID was just starting, at least everyone at my college was like, oh, COVID party? What if we had a COVID party? And it's like, oh yeah, no, like that's exactly what we should do when there's a pandemic, is get everybody in one room together. Crazy times. Alright, let's see. Falaby applauded frantically, and Sylvia served the soup. Isn't it delicious? Sighed Adele. Marie Gernalek sipped her soup in rapture. Not at all like horse, and I don't care what they say. Horse doesn't taste like beef. New hair, you're beautiful in feet? Yes. Yeah, we show beans here. Isn't that right, guys? Can we get some little some licka-lickas? How you doing, the holy pig? Welcome in. It's one thing to have a drink while death is approaching. It's a whole other thing to eat a Michelin star meal while your city is going up in flames. They're having cold corned beef. I wouldn't exactly call it a Michelin star meal. Yeah. Hope you're doing well, holy pig. We're reading a bit of The King in Yellow, so please feel free to get a snack, get some drinks, and a blanket, and curl up right with us. You want me to meow, Murios? Okay, let me take a sip of tea real quick. Me. Me. Hi, I'm Marian. Pick the worst thing on that menu and you know it, and I meant it. How you doing, Marian? Welcome in, welcome in. I'm not at all like horse, and I don't care what they say. Horse doesn't taste like beef, whispered Colette to West. Fallabee, who had finished, began to caress his chin and eye the tureen. Have some more, old chap? Inquired Trent. Wicked. How you doing, BP? Welcome in. Get cozy with us while we read The King in Yellow. Just a dreary day. I hate when that happens, but you know what? It does happen. So I hope hanging out here with us while we read through some more of The King in Yellow makes you feel just a little bit better. Helps you relax a bit. I fucking love Buffalo Wild Wings. Horse would have been a top 10 meal because this was pre-cars. No, horse was what they ate when they were desperate. People didn't really eat horse back then. Not like this. Have some more, old chap? Inquired Trent. Monsieur Fallabee cannot have any more, announced Sylvia. I am saving this for the concierge. Fallabee transferred his eyes to the fish. The sardines, hot from the grill, were a great success. While the others were eating, Sylvia ran downstairs with the soup from the old concierge and her husband. When she hurried back, flushed and breathless, and had slipped into her chair with a happy smile at Trent, that young man arose and silence fell over the table. For an instant, he looked at Sylvia and thought he had never seen her so beautiful. You all know, he began, that today is my wife's 19th birthday. Ugh. Wait, I'm doing math. Fuck. He married her. He's 22. Well, I guess it's not that. I would prefer if they were at least both 20, but this was a different time. People died when they were like 30. I have to remember that a single Dorito chip would send half of these people into psychosis. You all know, he began, that today is my wife's 19th birthday. Fallabee, bubbling with enthusiasm, waved his glass in circles about his head to the terror of Odile and Colette. His neighbors and Thorne, West and Grenouillec refilled their glasses 3 times before the storm of applause, which the toast of Sylvia had provoked, subsided. That's not how mortality rates work. I thought it was, no? 3 times the glasses were filled and emptied to Sylvia and again to Trent, who protested. This is irregular, he cried. The next toast is to the twin republics, France and America. To the republics, they cried, and the toast was drunk amid shouts of Vive la France, Vive l'Amérique, Vive la Nation. Then Trent, with a smile at West, offered to toast, to a happy pair. And everybody understood, and Sylvia leaned over and kissed Colette while Yuri? Trent bowed to West. The beef was eaten in comparative calm, and when it was finished and a portion of it set aside for the old people below, Trent cried, Drink to Paris! May she rise from her ruins and crush the invader! And the cheers rang out, drowning for a moment the monotonous thunder of the Prussian guns. Pipes and cigarettes were lighted, and Trent listened an instant to the animated chatter around him, broken by ripples of laughter from the girls or the mellow chuckle of Fallabee. Then he turned to West. There is going to be a sortie tonight, he said. I saw the American ambulance surgeon just before I came in, and he asked me to speak to you fellows. Any aid we can give him will not come amiss. Infant mortality skewed more. Infant mortality, skewed mortality rates. People who live past childhood often live till 60, and child mortality rate was so high that it dragged down average lifespan. Oh, see, that makes sense. That makes sense, Marcy. I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Not be amiss. Then dropping his voice and speaking in English. As for me, I shall go out with the ambulance tomorrow morning. There is of course no danger, but it's just as well to keep it from Sylvia. You should tell your wife you're gonna go into an active war zone, buddy. Maybe she'll pack you a nice lunch or something. I don't know. If you're going to war, tell your wives. Hot tip. Rogan and offered assistance, and Fallby volunteered with a groan. "Alright," said Trent rapidly. "No more now, but meet me at ambulance headquarters tomorrow morning at 8. Sylvia and Colette, who were becoming uneasy at the conversation in English, now demanded to know what they were asking about, or what they were talking about. "What does a sculptor usually talk about?" cried West, with a laugh. "No, communicate with your wives." Odile glanced reproachfully at Thorne, her fiancé. "You are not French, you know, and it is none of your business, this war," said Odile with much dignity. Thorne looked meek, but West assumed an air of outraged virtue. "It seems," he said to Fallby, "that a fellow cannot discuss the beauties of Greek sculpture in his mother tongue without being openly suspected." Colette placed her hand over his mouth and turned to Sylvia, murmured, "They are horridly untruthful, these men." "I believe the word for ambulance is the same in both languages," said Marie Gernelec saucily. "Sylvia, don't trust Monsieur Trent." "Jack," whispered Sylvia, "promise me." A knock at the door interrupted her. "Come in," cried Fallby. But Trent sprang up and opened the door, looked out. Then with a hasty excuse to the rest, he stepped into the hallway and closed the door. When he returned, he was grumbling. "What is it, Jack?" cried Russ. "What is it?" repeated Trent savagely. "I'll tell you what it is. I have received a dispatch from the American minister to go at once and identify and claim as a fellow countryman and a brother artist a rascally thief and a German spy." "Don't go," suggested Fallby. "If I don't, they'll shoot him at once." "Let them," growled Thorne. "Do you fellows know who it is?" "Hartman," shouted West, inspired. Sylvia sprang up deathly white, but Adele slipped her arm around her and supported her to a chair, saying calmly, "Sylvia has fainted. It's the hot room. Bring some water." Trent brought it at once. Sylvia opened her eyes and after a moment rose and, supported by Marie Gernelec and Trent, passed into the bedroom. It was the signal for breaking up, and everybody came and shook hands with Trent, saying they hoped Sylvia would sleep it off and that it would be nothing. When Marie Gernelec took leave of him, she avoided his eyes, but he spoke to her cordially and thanked her for her aid. "Anything I can do, Jack?" inquired West, lingering, then hurried downstairs to catch up with the rest. Trent leaned over the banisters, listening to their footsteps and chatter, and then the lower door banged and the house was silent. He lingered, staring down into the blackness, biting his lips. Then, with an impatient movement, "I am crazy," he muttered, and lighting a candle went into the bedroom. Sylvia was lying on the bed. He bent over her, smoothing the curly hair on her forehead. "Thank you for the 3-stream streak, Marianne. I really appreciate it. Let's second go." "Are you better, dear Sylvia?" She did not answer, but raised her eyes to his. For an instant he met her gaze, but what read there sent a chill to his heart, and he sat down, covering his face with his hands. "Hi, Jota. How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Feel free to get cozy while we read some more King in Yellow." We're almost done with the Street of the First Shell. I think anyway. Welcome in, relax with us. Get cozy, get very, very cozy. Gorgeous and blonde. I'm glad you like it. At last she spoke in a voice changed and strange, a voice which he had never heard, and he dropped his hands and listened, bolt upright in his chair. Jack, it has come at last. I have feared it and trembled. Oh, how often I have lain awake at night with this on my heart and prayed that I might die before you should ever know of it. For I love you, Jack, and if you go away I cannot live. I have deceived you. It happened before I knew you, but since that first day when you found me weeping in the Luxembourg and spoke to me, Jack, I have been faithful to you in every thought and deed. I loved you from the first, and did not dare to tell you this, fearing that you would go away. And since then my love has grown, and oh, I suffered. But I dared not tell you, and now you know that you do not know the worst. For him now, what do I care? He was cruel, oh so cruel. She had her face on her arms. Must I go on? Must I tell you? Can you not imagine? Oh, Jack! He did not stir. His eyes seemed dead. I was so young and I knew nothing. And he said that he loved me. Trent rose and struck the candle with his clenched fist, and the room was dark. What the fuck? The bells of St. Sulpice told the hour, and she started up speaking with feverish haste. I must finish. When you told me you loved me, you asked me nothing. But then, even then, if it was too late, and that other life which binds me to him must stand forever between you and me. For there is another whom he claimed and is good to. He must not die. They cannot shoot him for that other's sake. Others? Trent sat motionless, but his thoughts ran on in an interminable whirl. Sylvia, little Sylvia, who shared with him his student life, who bore with him the dreary desolation of the siege without complaint, this slender, blue-eyed girl whom he was so quietly fond of, whom he teased or caressed as the whim suited, who sometimes made him the least bit impatient with her passionate devotion to him. Could this be the same Sylvia who lay weeping there in the darkness? Then he clenched his teeth. Let him die. Let him die. But then for Sylvia's sake, and for that other's sake. Yes, he would go. He must go. His duty was plain before him. But Sylvia, he could not be what he had been to her, and yet a vague terror seized him. Now all was said. Trembling, he struck a light. Well, she were named at birth. It wasn't uncommon for children to be unnamed. I did know that. But people didn't really name kids until they got to like at least 2 to 5. Because they might not have made it. So thank you so much. I'm glad you think that I read well, Jota. Let's go. I read well. Alright, let's see. Looms. They died in the looms. She lay there, her curly hair tumbled about her face, her small white hands pressed to her breast. He could not leave her, and he could not stay. He never knew before that he loved her. She had been a mere comrade, this girl wife of his. What the fuck? I'm so sorry. What? A mere comrade? Who calls their wife a mere comrade? Throw the man away. Throw the man away. I'm sick of this dude. First he's racist, then he doesn't really even love his wife, calls her a comrade. Oh, she's but a mere comrade, but I guess I love her. Now that I know that she loved another man, like, I love her. Oh my god. The best voice to listen to as I attempt to not rage. Thank you, Drew. I appreciate it. I want my wife to be a comrade, but not a mere comrade. Forget the friend zone. Sis got put in the comrade zone. Like, I guess, like, okay, so, like, for me, what kills me is that, like, he recognizes that she's a fucking child, too. This girl wife of his. I'm sick of this dude. He loved her now with all his heart and soul, and he knew it only when it was too late. Too late. Why? Then he thought of that other one binding her. Hi, Morples. Hello, comrades. Welcome in, comrades. Linking her forever to the creature who stood in danger of his life. With an oath he sprang to the door, but the door would not open. Or was it that he pressed it back, locked it, and flung himself on his knees beside the bed, knowing that he dared not, for his life's sake, leave what was his all in life? My child comrade wife was cheating on me, Brother Hawk. I don't think she was cheating. I don't think she cheated. I think what she's saying, because she's saying that when they met, all of her like infatuations with Hartman, like she didn't cheat on him. She said she put all her devotion into Trent, Jake Trent here, or Jack Trent here. But she had a past with Hartman, and like I think that's what she was saying. I think the issue is that she's not a virgin. If I had to guess. Lurk for the comrades. Yes, lurk for the comrades. Comrade love. We big love. Привет. Welcome in, Cooper. Hola, comrade. Meow meow. Hello, friends. Konnichiwa, tomodachi. Привет, товарищи. Wait, I'm sorry. I need this. I want to make a sound alert out of this. Also, gombore. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. We're reading The King in Yellow. Part 3 of The Street of the First Shell. International Snake. Yes. It was 4 in the morning when he came out of the prison of the condemned with the secretary of the American legation. A knot of people had gathered around the American minister's carriage, which stood in front of the prison, the horses stamping and pawing in the icy street, the coachman huddled on the box, wrapped in furs. Southwark helped the secretary into the carriage and shook hands with Trent, thanking him for coming. How the scoundrel did stare, he said. Your evidence was worse than a kick, but it saved his skin from the moment at least, and prevented complications. The secretary sighed. We have done our part. Now let them prove him a spy and we wash our hands of him. Jump in, Captain. Come along, Trent. I have a word to say to Captain Southwark. I won't detain him, said Trent, hastily, and dropping his voice. Southwark, help me now. You know the story from the Blackguard? You know the child is at his rooms. Get it and take it to my own apartment, and if he is shot, I will provide a home for it. I understand, said the captain gravely. Will you do this at once? At once, he replied. I'm going to try and force myself to sleep. Hopefully the jet lag doesn't force me to stare at the ceiling at 4 a.m. You got this, Mercy. I believe in you. I believe in you. You sleep well, okay, baby? Delirious comrade. I misclicked the first letter, by the way. How are you today? I'm good. How are you? Their hands met in a warm clasp, and then Captain Southwark climbed in the carriage, motioning Trent to follow. But he shook his head, saying goodbye, and the carriage rolled away. Me hope he no get shot. Me hope he no get shot too. Hey there, Turbo. We're reading The King in Yellow tonight. How you doing? Here, wait. I got this. Get a little peek because Turbo's here. Good job, Sewell. Okay. Mercy, you're gonna do a very, very good job at sleeping tonight. And you're gonna sleep very, very well. That jet lag can't hold you back from getting a good night's sleep. Good job, Marcy. Good job, Marcy. Good job, Marcy. Sleep well, okay? A lot of works today, now in listening mode. Oh, good. Yes, come get your milk from the mommy milkers. There you go, baby. I got you. I'm hooking you up. How you doing, Turbo? Welcome in. Hope you're ready to get nice and cozy with us. You feel so warm and cozy. I'll definitely sleep now. Oh, good. I'm glad. That's the plan. Not good. Ooh, thank you. Let's see. And the carriage rolled away. He watched the carriage to the end of the street, then started his own quarter. But after a step or two hesitated, stopped, and finally turned away in the opposite direction. Something, perhaps, it was the sight of the prisoner he had so recently confronted, nauseated him. He felt the need of solitude and quiet to collect his thoughts. The events of the evening had shaken him terribly, but he would walk it off, forget, bury everything, and then go back to Sylvia. He started on swiftly, and for a time the bitter thoughts seemed to fade. When he paused at last, breathless, under the Arc de Triomphe, the bitterness and the wretchedness of the whole thing, yes, of his whole misspent life, came back with a pang. Then the face of the prisoner, stamped with the horrible grimace of fear, grew in the shadows before his eyes. Hi, Pochita. I'd be warm towards you if you weren't a snake. Oh, I'd be warm towards you. Maybe I'm a cozy snake. And I'm like a super chill snake. Maybe I'm not like those other snakes. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad. Glad you like that. Where was I? And grew in the shadows before his eyes. Sick at heart, he wandered up and down under the great arc, striving to occupy his mind, peering up at the sculptured cornices, to read the names of the heroes and battles which he knew were engraved there, but always the ashen face of Hartman followed him, grinning with terror. Or was it terror? Was it not triumph? At the thought he leaped like a man who feels a knife at his throat, but after a savage tramp around the square came back again and sat down to battle with his misery. The air was cold, but his cheeks were burning with angry shame. Shame? Why? Was it because he married a girl whom chance he had made a mother? Did he love her? Was this miserable bohemian existence then his end and aim in life? He turned his eyes upon the secrets of his heart and read an evil story, a story of the past, and he covered his face for shame. While keeping time to the dull pain throbbing in his head, his heart beat out the story for the future. Shame and disgrace. I'm scared of ball snakes. To be hostile towards you, I gotta discriminate. Fun fact, you have free will. You don't have to. Listen, my mom is scared of snakes too, but I love them. Shame and disgrace. Roused at last from a lethargy which had begun to numb the bitterness of his thoughts, he raised his head and looked about. A sudden fog had settled in the streets. The arches of the ark were choked with it. He would go home. A great horror of being alone seized him, but he was not alone. The fog was peopled with phantoms. All around him in the mist they moved, drifting through the arches in lengthening lines and vanished, while from the fog others rose up, swept past and were engulfed. He was not alone, for even at his side they crowded, touched him, swarmed before him, beside him, behind him, pressed him back, seized and bore him with them throughout the mist. Down a dim avenue, through lanes and alleys white with fog, they moved, and if they spoke their voices were dull as the vapor which shrouded them. At last in front, a bank of masonry and earth cut by a massive iron-barred gate towered up in the fog. Slowly and more slowly they glided, shoulder to shoulder and thigh to thigh. Then all movement ceased. A sudden breeze stirred the fog. It wavered and eddied. Objects became more distinct. A pallor crept above the horizon, touching the edges of the watery clouds, and drew dull sparks from 1,000 bayonets. Bayonets! They were everywhere, cleaving the fog, or flowing beneath it in rivers of steel. High on the wall of masonry and earth a great gun loomed, and around its figures moved in silhouettes. Below, a broad torrent of bayonets swept through the iron-barred gateway. Out in the shadowy plain, it became lighter. Faces grew more and more distinct among the marching masses, and he recognized one. "You, Philippe!" The figure turned its head. Trent cried, "Is there room for me?" But the other only waved his arm in a vague adieu and was gone with the rest. Presently the cavalry began to pass, squadron on squadron, crowding out into the darkness. Then many cannon, then an ambulance, then again the endless lines of bayonets. Beside him, how do I say this? A cuirassier sat on his steaming horse, and in front, among a group of mounted officers, he saw a general, with the astrakhan collar of his dolman turned up about his bloodless face. Methinks book interesting. It is interesting. It's really good. It's definitely, I think it's really interesting to read really old books like this, because it's like a fun little sneak peek into how people really thought back then. You know what I mean? Ooh, wait, where was I? I think I went too far. Oh no, I didn't. With the astrakhan collar of his dolman turned up about his bloodless face. Some women were weeping near him, and one was struggling to force a loaf of black bread into a soldier's haversack. The soldier tried to aid her, but the sack was fastened, and his rifle bothered him, so Trent held it while the woman unbuttoned the sack and forced in the bread, now all wet with her tears. The rifle was not heavy. Trent found it wonderfully manageable. Was the bayonet sharp? He tried it. Then a sudden longing, a fierce, imperative desire took possession of him. Oh God, how do I say this? Choet? Choet, cried Agamemnon, clinging to the barred gate. Encore... Encore toi, mon vieux. Choet, encore toi, mon vieux. Trent looked up, and the rat killer laughed in his face. But when the soldier had taken the rifle again, and thanking him, ran hard to catch his battalion, he plunged into the throng about the gateway. "Are you going?" he cried to a marine who sat in the gutter bandaging his foot. "Yes." Then a girl, a mere child, caught him by the hand and led him into the cafe which faced the gate. The room was crowded with soldiers, some white and silent, sitting on the floor, others groaning on the leather-covered settees. The air was sour and suffocating. Marcy! Marcy, I thought you were going to bed. What are you doing? Thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. What the heck? Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Marcy. I really appreciate it. That's really generous of you. Thank you. Thank you. If anyone in chat here got a gifted sub from Mercy, please make sure to say thank you. Thank you. Now go to sleep. I was never here. Understood. Go to sleep. 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 You sleep well, okay? You sleep well. Thank you. Thank you. Go to sleep now, Marcy. Then a girl, a mere child, caught him by the hand and led him into the cafe. Blah, 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 blah. I already read that. Choose, said the girl with a little gesture of pity. They can't go. In a heap of clothing on the floor, he found a capote and kepi. Oh, Altaris, thank you so much for the 2 months resub with Prime. The 2 months resub with Prime, let's go. That's a juicy Prime sub. Hi, Yura. Hello, Selena. Hello, Yura. Back from the gym. Ooh, what'd you work out? What'd you do? Oh, I'm gonna crack my neck a little bit there. Remember what I said about the sore neck? Just gotta give it a little crack sometimes. She helped him buckle his knapsack, cartridge box, and belt, and showed him how to load the chase pot rifle, holding it on her knees. When he thanked her, she started to her feet. You are a foreigner. American, he said, moving toward the door, but the child barred his way. I am a Breton. My father is up there with the cannon of the Marine. He will shoot you if you are a spy. So it mean lit, nice, me no one or two things. Is that what that means? A little bit of everything, light workout, about 40 on each machine. Nice. Oh, you bench 200? Hell yeah. I pop in just about every stream that a sub is nice. I also forgot about the Prime sub until I checked. No, Altaris, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I hope you know that it is definitely, I hold the subs dear to my heart. Strong. Gombore. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Try to get cozy with us. Relax while we read a little bit more of The King in Yellow tonight. But thank you, Aldaris. Thank you, Mercy. I really appreciate it. Alright, where was I? He will shoot you if you are a spy. They faced each other for a moment. Then sighing, he bent over and kissed the child. Ew. Pray for France, little one, he murmured, and she repeated with a pale smile. For France and you, bon monsieur. He ran across the street and through the gateway. Once outside, he edged into line and shouldered his way along the road. A corporal passed, looked at him, repassed, and finally called an officer. You belong to the 60th, growled the corporal, looking to the number of his kepi. We have no use for francs-tireurs, added the officer, catching sight of his black trousers. I wish to volunteer in place of a comrade, said Trent, and the officer shrugged his shoulders and passed on. What's crazy about this? Oh my god. Gombore. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. I think the craziest thing about this is that Trent really said, I would rather go to war than have a meaningful conversation with my wife. This is crazy. He's like, how do I remove myself from the situation entirely? Oh, let me just go to war. What the fuck? Guys will literally go to war instead of having an emotion. That's crazy. This guy specifically. I'd rather get shot at and shoot. What? Talking to wife, nah, fam. The simple times, no. That's 1800s men for ya. I'm really glad that we've matured as a society. Let's see. Nobody paid much attention to him. Huh? Marcy! Marcy, what are you doing? Marcy, go to bed! Marcy, my Ko-Fi snitched on you. Marcy, go to bed. He has a post in chat. Reading the full story for you. Thank you, Greg Strax. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm trying to finish out the story. Marcy, don't listen to this Snuffy. No, Marcy needs to sleep. Marcy's jet lagged. No, Marcy's jet lagged. Men will literally go to war before they will talk to their wife. Yeah, shaking my head. SMH, SMH. Big love streamer, thank you for the 5 stream streak, Yura. Thank you so much. It's big love, big love. Like you would find out tomorrow. No, that's true. I would find out tomorrow. Technically today. I also get emails whenever people spread the love a little bit. Don't reply to the chat, but only reading. I do both. I do both. I'm a big time yapper. Alright. Let me see. Yeah, but go get your rest, Marcy. You sleep well, okay? You get your rest. It's not much yapping. I would say there's a good ratio between yapping and reading. Okay, EP's well, chat. EP's well, Selena Oshi. EP's well, Marcy. I'm keeping an eye out. I'm keeping an eye. You must eat. No worries, Gallant. You get some good rest too, okay? Thank you for the lurk, Jack. Oh my gosh, this must be a crazy story for you to listen to because the guy's name is Jack. Marcy, count sheep. Yeah, count sheep. Alright, I'm gonna take a sip of water. And then we hop back in. We hop back in. Where was I? Oh yeah, I wish to volunteer in place of a comrade, said Trent, and the officer shrugged his shoulders and passed on. Nobody paid much attention to him, one or two merely glancing at his trousers. The road was deep with slush and mud, plowed and torn by wheels and hoofs. A soldier in front of him wrenched his foot in an icy rut and dragged himself to the edge of the embankment, groaning. The plain on either side of them was gray with melting snow. Here and there behind dismantled hedgerows stood wagons bearing white flags with red crosses. Sometimes the driver was a priest in rusty hat and gown, sometimes a crippled mobile. Once they passed a wagon driven by a sister of charity. Silent, empty houses with great rents in their walls and every window blank huddled along the road. Further on, within the zone of danger, nothing of human habitation remained except here and there a pile of frozen bricks or a blackened cellar choked with snow. Sometimes my ears perked like a German shepherd when I hear my name. I'm sorry for the confusion, BB. They feel closer to the streamer. For some time, Trent had been annoyed by the man behind him who kept treading on his heels. Convinced at last that it was intentional, he turned to remonstrate and found himself face to face with a fellow student from the Beaux Arts. Trent stared. I thought you were in the hospital. The other shook his head, pointing to his bandaged jaw. Compore. Thanks so much for the follow. Welcome in. I see. Can't you speak? Can I do anything? Oh, I see. You can't speak. Can I do anything? The wounded man rummaged in his haversack and produced a crust of black bread. He can't eat it. His jaw is smashed and he wants you to chew it for him. Oh my god, we're gonna baby bird him. He wants you to chew it for him, said the soldier next to him. Trent took the crust and, grinding it in his teeth morsel by morsel, passed it back to the starving man. From time to time, mounted orderlies sped to the front, covering them with slush. It was a chilly, silent march through sodden meadows, wreathed in fog. Along the railroad embankment across the ditch, another column moved parallel to their own. Trent watched it, a somber mass now distinct, now vague, now blotted out in a puff of fog. Once for half an hour he lost it, and when again it came into view, he noticed a thin line detach itself from the flank and bellying in the middle, swinging rapidly to the west. At the same moment, a prolonged cackling broke out in the fog in front. Other lines began to slow off from the column, swinging east and west, and the crackling became continuous. A battery passed at full gallop, and he drew back with his comrades to give it way. It went in action a little to the right of his battalion, and as the shot from the first rifled piece boomed through the mist, the cannon from the fortifications opened with a mighty roar. An officer galloped by, shouting something which Trent did not catch, but he saw the ranks in front suddenly part company with his own and disappear into the twilight. More officers rode up and stood beside him, peering into the fog. Away in front, the cackling had become one prolonged crash. It was dreary waiting. Trent chewed some bread for the man behind, who tried to swallow it, and after a while shook his head, motioning Trent to eat the rest himself. A corporal offered him a little brandy, and he drank it. When he turned around to return the flask, the corporal was lying on the ground. Alarmed, he looked at the soldier next to him, who shrugged his shoulders and opened his mouth to speak, but something struck him, and he rolled over and over into the ditch below. At that moment, the horse of one of the officers gave a bound and backed into the battalion, lashing out with his heels. One man was ridden down, another was kicked in the chest and hurled through the ranks. The officer sank his spurs into the horse, enforcing him to the front again, where he stood trembling. Poor horse. The cannonade seemed to draw nearer. A staff officer, riding slowly up and down the battalion, suddenly collapsed in his saddle and clung to his horse's mane. One of his boots dangled, crimsoned and dripping, from the stirrup. Then out of the mist in front, men came running. The roads, the fields, the ditches were full of them, and many of them fell. For an instant, he imagined he saw a horseman riding about like ghosts in the vapors beyond, and a man behind him cursed horribly, declaring he too had seen them, and that they were Uhlans? I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. Uhlans? But the battalion stood inactive, and the mist fell again over the meadows. The colonel sat heavily upon his horse, his bullet-shaped head buried in the ash-stricken collar of his dolman, his fat legs sticking straight out in the stirrups. And the last piece of ice cream cake to eat while you listen. Oh, let's go. I love ice cream cake. Also, welcome in. Compare. Thank you so much for the follow earlier. I was locked into the story. The colonel sat heavily upon his horse. Oh wait, I read this. Oh, thank you for the pets. Yes, Geneva's suggestion always deserves pets. The buglers clustered about him with bugles poised, and behind him a staff officer in a pale blue jacket smoked a cigarette and chatted with the captain of hussars. From the road in front came the sound of furious galloping, and an orderly reined up beside the colonel, who motioned him to the rear without turning his head. Then on the left a confused murmur arose, which ended in a shout. A hussar passed like the wind, followed by another, and another, and then squadron after squadron whirled by them into the sheeted mists. At that instant the colonel reared in his saddle, and bugles clanged, and the whole battalion scrambled down the embankment over the ditch. Ooh, wait 1 second, I have to restart. Okay, there you go. Over the ditch and started across the soggy meadow. Almost at once, Trent lost his cap. Something snatched it from his head, and he thought it was a tree branch. A good many of his comrades rolled over in the slush and ice, and he imagined that they had slipped. One pitched right across his path, and he stopped to help him up, but the man screamed when he touched him, and an officer shouted, Forward, forward. Me testing. Oh, the pets? As he ran on again. It was a long jog through the mist, and he was often obliged to shift his rifle. When at last they lay panting behind the railroad embankment, he looked about him. He had felt the need of action, of a desperate physical struggle, of killing and crushing. He had been seized with a desire to fling himself among masses and tear right and left. He longed to fire, to use the thin, sharp bayonet on his chase pot. He had not expected this. He wished to become exhausted, to struggle and cut until incapable of lifting his arm. Then he had intended to go home. He heard a man say that half the battalion had gone down in the charge, and he saw another examining a corpse under the embankment. Oh, a corpse under the embankment. The body, still warm and clothed in a strange uniform, but even when he noticed the spiked helmet lying a few inches further away, he did not realize what had happened. The colonel sat on his horse a few feet to the left, his eyes sparkling under the crimson kepi. Trent heard him reply to an officer, "I can hold it, but another charge, and I won't have enough men left to sound a bugle." "Were the Prussians here?" Trent asked of a soldier who sat wiping the blood trickling from his hair. "Yes. The hussars cleaned them out. We caught their crossfire." "We are supporting a battery on the embankment," said another. Then the battalion crawled over the embankment and moved along the lines of twisted rails. Trent rolled up his trousers and tucked them in his woolen socks, but they halted again, and some of the men sat down on the dismantled railroad track. Trent looked for his comrade, his wounded comrade from the Beaux Arts. He was standing in his place, very pale. The cannonade had become terrific. For a moment the mist lifted. He caught a glimpse of the 1st Battalion motionless on the railroad track in front, of regiments on either flank, and then as the fog settled again, the drums beat and the music of the bugles began away on the extreme left. A restless movement passed among the troops. The colonel threw up his arm, the drums rolled, and the battalion moved off through the fog. They were near the front row, for the 1st Battalion was firing as it advanced. Ambulances galloped along the base of the embankment to the rear, and the hussars passed and repassed like phantoms. They were in the front of the last, for all about them was movement and turmoil, while from the fog close at hand came cries and groans and crashing volleys. Shells everywhere bursting along the embankment, splashing them with frozen slush. Trent was frightened. He began to dread the unknown, which lay there crackling and flaming in obscurity. The shock of the cannon sickened him. He could even see the fog light up with a dull orange as the thunder shook the earth. It was near. He felt certain, for the colonel shouted forward, and the 1st Battalion was hastening into it. He felt its breath. He trembled but hurried on. A fearful discharge in front terrified him. Somewhere in the fog men were cheering, and the colonel's horse, streaming with blood, plunged about in the smoke. Another blast and shock right in his face almost stunned him, and he faltered. All the men to the right were down. His head swam. The fog and smoke stupefied him. He put out his hand for support and caught something. It was the wheel of a gun carriage, and a man sprang from behind it, aiming a blow at his head with a rammer, but stumbled back shrieking with a bayonet through his neck, and Trent knew that he had killed. Mechanically, he stooped to pick up his rifle, but the bayonet was still in the man who lay, beating with red hands against the sod. It sickened him, and he leaned on the cannon. Men were fighting all around him now, and the air was foul with smoke and sweat. Somebody seized him from behind and another in front, but others in turn seized them or struck them solid blows. Then click, 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 of bayonets infuriated him, and he grasped the rammer and struck out blindly until it was shivered to pieces. A man threw his arm around his neck and bore him to the ground, but he throttled him and raised himself on his knees. He saw a comrade seize the cannon and fall across it with his skull crushed in. He saw the colonel tumble clean out of his saddle into the mud. Then consciousness fled. When he came to himself, he was lying on the embankment among the twisted rails. On every side huddled men who cried out and crushed, and cursed and fled away into the fog, and he staggered to his feet and followed them. Once he stopped to help a comrade with a bandaged jaw, who could not speak but plung. This is how I know it's late, as my dyslexia is acting up. Who could not speak but clung to his arm for a time, and then fell dead in the freezing mire. And again he aided another, who groaned, "C'est moi, Philippe," till a sudden volley in the mist relieved him of his charge. An icy wind swept down from heights, cutting the fog into shreds. For an instant, with an evil leer, the sun peered through the naked woods of Vincennes, sank like a blood clot in the battery smoke. Lower, lower, into the blood-soaked plain. See, was that really better? Was that really better than just talking to your wife? He's so dramatic. Hey there, Barry. Welcome in. Can we get a little shout out for Barry, please? How are you, baby? I'm excited to celebrate you this Sunday. That is this Sunday, right? Also, the ads are about to start, so we're just gonna yap for a little bit. The wife's scary. Wife scarier than war, though? I don't think so. The talking to women is much harder than anything else. See, I don't know. I don't know about that. Alright. I'm gonna wait for these ads to finish up here, and then we're gonna keep on reading. I don't think talking to women is much harder than literally going to a war. I feel like I would much rather talk to women. Like, even if I was a guy and I was stressing about, like, the fact that my wife had been active, wink wink, with another man before meeting me, then that same man I had to defend, even though I thought he was a spy. I'll serve crack before I serve. No, because you're so real for that. You're so real for that. I'd go to war because I wouldn't have a wife. We gotta get you a wife. King's first shadow, of course. Barry, how are you, baby? Snake lady, who dead? Who dead? Philippe. He was an artiste with us. He was one of our buddies, one of our little guys. I'm going to war for my Kamiyoshi, and you know what? You're so real for that. Actually, you're so real for that. See that I can get behind. And go to war. Wait, bullet strong, but wife scary. As far as I know, he wasn't even using like his bullets or anything. I think he used a couple of them, but I think it mostly was like hand-to-hand combat, and then him going like pow pow with the bayonet. Ye got banned. Cooper, what'd you do? It was funny. I'll get rejected from the war front due to back problems. Dude, same. I have too many injuries. I have too many too many physical injuries. Plus I don't have 20/20 vision. Not that that's like required. There's plenty of people with glasses in the military. But boy, does it help. If you see it hurt, you'd understand. I got health issues that stop me from serving. Same. Guys, raise your hand if you have health issues that would stop you from serving in a war. Maybe talk to wife, then go war for funds. Joda, no. I'm sending a message in chat, second. When just wrong command. Oh, I see. You're okay, baby. Welcome back, my community. Welcome back, Snickies. Convince wife to go with you to war. No, that's worse. Although, allegedly, there was this, oh, what's it called? There was like a squad of people that they were all partners with each other. So like they were all romantic. And the thought was that you would fight better because you were like trying to impress your romantic partner. So it's actually not a bad idea. So go put it. Thank you so much for the follow. Come in. And I'm gonna take another sip of water real quick. And then we're gonna get into part 4. Hey there, Ephirian. Lord, Ephirian. You got eczema. That's pretty bad, so I cannot unless it's like in office. See, I thought that would be a determining factor for why you can't join the military too. Turns out they just pack you like your steroid or lotion whenever they send you out into the field. Same thing with allergies. I was like, I have allergies. I'm medically inept. I was like, I can't join the force. I have allergies. I'm sorry. And I come from a military family, and everyone in my family was like, Serena, everyone in the military has allergies. And I was like, fuck. I thought that was enough. Love squad. Romantic. How you doing though, Ephirian? Alright. Sip of water, then more reading. When midnight sounded from the belfry of St. Sulpice, the gates of Paris were still choked with fragments of what had once been an army. They entered with the night, a sullen horde, spattered with slime, faint with hunger and exhaustion. There was little disorder at first, and the throng at the gates parted silently as the troops tramped along the freezing streets. Confusion came as the hours passed. Swiftly and more swiftly, crowding squadron after squadron and battery on battery, horses plunging and caissons jolting, the remnants from the front surged through the gates, chaos of cavalry and artillery struggling for the right of way. Aren't you celiac though? I had a buddy one join the military and lied about not having celiac. That's crazy. Yeah, no, I do have celiac, but at the time I didn't know because I got diagnosed late in my age. I say late, but I was like 18. And so when I was initially like being indoctrinated to potentially joining the military, I have never wanted to join the military, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, no, my allergies. Turns out my flat feet are enough to do it. I'm good, just finished some spaghetti. Ooh, spaghetti and Skyrim. That's a really good pairing. He lasted 2 days before he was kicked out for like, yeah, no, they test you for everything. Also, alright, quick tangent, and then we're really gonna get back into the story. I'm gonna say this as gently as possible. Joining the military has some benefits. There are some benefits. Like if you're very poor and you have no way else to like get education, go ahead, do it. It's not fun though. It's not a fun experience, especially if you go to like the army, like infantry army. Thank you, Barry, for the hydrate. The peak stretch mushrooms. Like the series of vaccinations that you get alone was enough for me to never want to join, because there's one vaccine that they give you that has to go up your booty hole, and I've heard that it feels like cold peanut butter. So unless you want the feeling of cold peanut butter going up your booty hole, I mean, to each their own, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna actually stand up for this big stretch real quick. I'll be right back. to stretch my legs for a second. Oh yeah. She heard it feels like that. I promise you I've never been in the military. It's very understandable when people join the Canadian military though, because they literally do nothing. Literally. Another Vampire Lord playthrough. Ooh. Oh, mage. Army scary, talk to wife. Wait, what about it's going in your butt? Yeah, so one of the vaccines, when you join the military, right, and like you go through boot camp, you've done it, right? Like you did it, you passed the test, you finished bear, call it a day. Hey Shido, welcome in. You're coming into a very interesting part of the conversation here. What they do is that because they no one really knows where they're going to be deploying you, right? Hypothetically, right? Like no one really knows where you're going, so they just kind of like vaccine you for everything, just in case. And one of the vaccines is, and this is how it was described to me both by my grandfather and my father and my aunt, who were all infantry military, right? Infantry army. They said that when they finished their testing, they got a shot up their booty hole. And the way that it is it's a really long needle, and it's a big needle. I don't think it's like a sharp needle. I think it's like one of those cute plastic ones that's basically like a proboscis. And then they inject this paste. What's the way it was phrased? Was literally paste that feels like cold peanut butter. And the reason why it feels cold is because they hand you the thing and you have to like give it to the person. They like give it to you to like warm it up. So if you don't warm it up, it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold going in, and then you're gonna suffer. You give me company. This is the longest fucking recording session I just did, and the exact picture I posted. Shade. Wait, what are you recording? Wait, spill the beans. So yeah, I don't remember what this vaccine does, but I do know that it's important. It is weird. Thank you for the unshrimped kid. No, forbidden peanut butter. Not the forbidden peanut butter. Yeah, sorry you had to come into that part of the conversation, Cheeto. Alright, back to the story. That hopefully doesn't have forbidden peanut butter. Common side effects of the peanut butter shot. I spilled the beans. Ooh. LOL me is like, do not play this live on stream. Thank you, baby. I won't. Oh, no. Clear feather. You know what? I would do a forbidden peanut butter ASMR video for 2K because I fear the extraction process. It's the same thing with the bugs, right? With eating bugs. Remember I said I would do it for 500 subs? Because it has to pay both for like it has to pay for the bug and also my therapy after. Same thing, same concept. Welcome in, bub. Welcome in, raiders. Hi, I'm serene and easy, your sweet and sassy snake goddess. Don't let the ears and the tail fool you. Sometimes I bark for chat, so they call me Snoopy. How you doing, bub? Yeah, raid. Perfect time for raiders. I know. We're gonna just gonna go with my forbidden jelly. Me, you know. Hi, Snow Fuzzy. Hi, Lucky. How's it going, home dog? Skilly biscuit. It's a raid. Yeah, don't laugh. Shh, guys, don't laugh. We gotta be serious now. No, I was telling them about the forbidden peanut butter vaccine shot that the military gives you. Because it goes up your booty. No, you're okay, Jota. Hi, Sister Ray. Welcome in. I'm reading a little bit of The King in Yellow tonight. So if you like spooky stories, if you like eldritch horror, if you like getting a little silly with it. Like, this guy, his name is Jack Trent. He literally, guys, went to a war instead of going home to his wife because he was nervous to talk to her. He didn't even do anything wrong. He just was like, I'm scared to talk to my wife. What if I went to war instead? I did give you a price for the shot. We're reading the peanut in yellow. No. It's the king in yellow. The king in yellow. My bad, all caps. You're good, PP. I hope stream was really nice though, Bob. What did you guys end up doing? What'd you do? Oh, it was your improvement. Your personal improvement one. Yes. Yeah, the self-improvement night. I remembered right as I asked. I hope you got everything done. You like some of the changes? I can't wait to see them. But yes, I know that it is pretty late, so if you guys need to raid and run, please feel free to do so. Always take care of yourself first. Ooh, I dropped my headphone. Do what you need to do, BB, okay? And we did get a shout out for Silky, right? I think we did. Oh, I see it. Yes, we did. Okay, perfect. Okay, so to catch you guys up, the guy went to war instead of talking to his wife. Well, more specifically, he did a sortie, which is like a little fight. Very simple way of putting it. And now they are back. They're back in the city. So now he kinda has to talk to his wife. I'm curious to see how this will go. We haven't encountered the king in yellow bit part of this anecdote, so I'm really interested to see when he's gonna show up and actually like be like, "That your soul is mine." Jack does his little things. He does. It's okay. I mean, weirdly, I kind of was hoping that like he would die because he kind of sucks and he's racist and we hate that. But it is what it is. Sweet. Hey, baby. I made the mistake of buying a suspiciously cheap tub of ice cream. I am now a balloon. What? Are you lactose intolerant? Do you get like dairy belly? Like gluten belly, but dairy? Oh no, anyway. Yeah, exactly, anyway. But yeah, thank you again for raiding, and Bob, I really appreciate it. And for all the raiders, please feel free to get a snack, get cozy, get a blanket, get very well and comfortable. And feel free to fall asleep here while we finish reading more of The King in Yellow. I'll see you soon, Bob. Jack got home for wife. I don't think he went home for wife. I think he went home because the sortie's over. Alright. A chaos of cavalry and artillery struggling for the right of way. Close upon them stumbled the infantry. Here a skeleton of a regiment marching with a desperate attempt at order. There a riotous mob of mobiles crushing their way to the streets. Then a turmoil of horsemen. Cannon, troops without officers, officers without men. Then again a line of ambulances, the wheels groaning under their heavy loads. Dumb with misery, the crowd looked on. All through the day the ambulances had been arriving, and all day long the ragged throng whimpered and shivered by the barriers. At noon the crowd was increased tenfold, filling the squares about the gates and swarming over the inner fortifications. Create new war, avoid wife? No. Hi Isaiah, how you doing? Welcome in. inner fortifications. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the German batteries suddenly wreathed themselves in smoke and the shells fell fast on Montparnasse. And 20 minutes after 4, 2 projectiles struck a house in the Rue de Bac, and a moment later the first shell fell in the Latin Quarter. Braith was painting in bed when West came in very much scared. "I wish you would come down. Our house has been knocked into a cocked that, and I'm afraid that some of the pillagers may take it into their heads to pay us a visit tonight." Braith jumped out of bed and bundled himself into a garment which had once been an overcoat. "Anybody hurt?" he inquired, struggling with a sleeve of dilapidated lining. "No, Colette is barricaded in the cellar and the concierge ran away to the fortifications. There will be a rough gang there if the bombardment keeps up. You might help us." So we did the math when Marcy, I'm whispering her name so that she doesn't wake up, when Marcy was awake, and this actually takes place just a little bit before World War I. So, World War I. Doing good. How are you today? What did you eat? I had a blueberry, raspberry, and blackberry smoothie, some chips, and some pasta for dinner. Thank you for the hug, Cooper. Yeah, World War I. I've read about 6 memoirs from... Ooh, let's go. I promise you, this telling is probably not very accurate. "You might help us." "Of course," said Braith, but it was not until they had reached the Rue Serpent and had turned in the passage which led to West Cellar that the latter cried, "Have you seen Jack Trent today?" "No," replied Braith, looking troubled. "He was not at ambulance headquarters. He stayed to take care of Sylvia, I suppose." "Oh, no one knows where he is." No one knows where he is. Marcy here, I feel? No, she is for sure. She's just sleeping. No, let's let her rest. A bomb came crashing through the roof of a house at the end of the alley and burst in the basement, showering the street with slate and plaster. A second struck a chimney and plunged into the garden, followed by an avalanche of bricks, and another exploded with a deafening report in the next street. They hurried along the passage to the steps which led to the cellar. Here again Braith stopped. "Don't you think I had better run up to see if Jack and Sylvia are well entrenched? I can get back before dark." "No, go in and find Colette, and I'll go." No, let me go. There's no danger." "I know it," replied West calmly, and dragging Braith into the alley, pointed to the cellar steps. The iron door was barred. Colette, he called. The door swung inward, and the girl sprang up the steps to meet them. At that instant, Braith, glancing behind him, gave a startled cry, and pushing the 2 before him into the cellar, jumped down after them and slammed the iron door. A few seconds later, a heavy jar from the outside shook the hinges. "They are here," muttered West, very pale. "That door," observed Colette calmly, "will hold forever." Braith examined the low iron structure, now trembling with the blows rained on it from without. West glanced anxiously at Colette, who displayed no agitation, and this comforted him. "I don't believe they will spend much time here," said Braith. "They only rummage in cellars for spirits, I imagine. Unless they hear that valuables are buried there." "But surely nothing is buried here," exclaimed Braith uneasily. "Fortunately, there is," growled West. "That miserly landlord of mine." A crash from the outside, followed by a yell, cut him short. Then blow after blow shook the doors until there came a sharp snap, a clanking of metal. The triangular bit of iron fell inwards, leaving a hole through which struggled a ray of light. "Oh, that's not good." Instantly West knelt, and shoving his revolver through the aperture, fired every cartridge. For a moment the alley resounded with the racket of the revolver, then absolute silence followed. Presently, a single questioning blow fell upon the door, and a moment later another and another, and then a sudden crack zigzagged across the iron plate. "Here," said West, seizing Colette by the wrist. "You follow me, Braith." And he ran swiftly toward a circular spot of light at the further end of the cellar. The spot of light came from the barred manhole above. West motioned Braith to mount on his shoulders. "Push it over. You must." With little effort, Braith lifted the barred cover, scrambled out on his stomach, and easily raised Colette from West's shoulders. "Quick, old chap," cried the latter. Braith twisted his legs around a fence chain and leaned down again. The cellar was flooded with a yellow light, and the air reeked with the stench of petroleum torches. The iron door still held, but a whole plate of metal was gone, and now as they looked, a figure came creeping through, holding a torch. "Quick," whispered Braith, "jump!" And West hung dangling until Colette grasped him by the collar and he was dragged out. There her nerves gave way, and she wept hysterically, but West threw his arm around her and led her across the gardens, into the next street, where Braith, after replacing the manhole cover and piling some stone slabs from the wall over it, rejoined them. Braith really is smart, yeah. It was almost dark. They hurried through the street now, only lighted by burning buildings or the swift glare of the shells. They gave wide berth to the fires, but at a distance saw the flitting forms of pillagers among the debris. Sometimes they passed a female fury, grazed with drink-shrieking anathemas upon the world, or some slouching lout whose blackened face and hands betrayed his share in the work of destruction. At last they reached the sun and passed the bridge, and then Braith said, "I must go back. I am not sure of Jack and Sylvia." As he spoke, he made way for a crowd which came trampling across the bridge and along the river wall by the D'Orsay barracks. In the midst of it, West caught the measured tread of a platoon. A lantern passed, a file of bayonets, and then another lantern which glimmered on a deathly face behind, and Colette gasped, "Hartman!" And he was gone. They peered fearfully across the embankment, holding their breath. There was a shuffle of feet on the quay, and the gate of the barracks slammed. A lantern shone for a moment at the postern. The crowd pressed to the grill. Then came the clang of the volley from the stone parade. One by one, the petroleum torches flared up along the embankment, and now the whole square was in motion. Down from the Champs-Élysées and across the Place de la Concorde straggled the fragments of their battle, a company here and a mob there. They poured in from every street, followed by women and children, and a great murmur, borne on the icy wind, swept through the Arc de Triomphe and down the dark avenue. "Perdu, perdu!" Compare. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. Get cozy with us. Relax here with us. A ragged end of a battalion was pressing past, the spectre of annihilation. West groaned. Then a figure sprang from the shadowy ranks and called West's name, and then he saw it was Trent. He cried out. Trent seized him, white with terror. "Sylvia!" West stared speechless, but Colette moaned, "Oh, Sylvia, Sylvia, but they are shelling the quarter." "Trent!" shouted Braith, but he was gone and they could not overtake him. The bombardment ceased as Trent crossed the Boulevard Saint-Germain, but the entrance to the Rue de Seine was blocked by a heap of smoking bricks. See, this is what happens when you go to war instead of talking to your wife. They may be in France, they sure are. Everywhere the shells had torn great holes in the pavement. The cafe was a wreck of splinters and glass. The bookstore tottered, ripped from roof to basement, and the little bakery, long since closed, bulged outward above a mass of slate and tin. He climbed over the steaming bricks and hurried into the Rue de Tournon. On the corner, a fire blazed, lighting up his own street, and on the blank wall, beneath a shattered glass lamp, a child was writing on a bit of cinder. Here fell the first shell. The letter stared him in the face. The rat killer finished and stepped back to view his work, but catching sight of Trent's bayonet, screamed and fled. And as Trent staggered across the shattered street, from holes and crannies in the ruins, fierce women fled from their work of pillage, cursing him. At first he could not find his house, for the tears blinded him, but he felt along the wall and reached the door. A lantern burned in the concierge's lodge, and the old man lay dead beside it. faint with fright, he leaned a moment on his rifle, then snatching the lantern, sprang up the stairs. He tried to call, but his tongue hardly moved. On the second floor, he saw plaster on the stairway, and on the third, the floor was torn, and the concierge lay in a pool of blood across the landing. The next floor was his. Theirs. The door hung from its hinges, the walls gaped. He crept in and sank down by the bed, and there 2 arms were flung around his neck, and a tear-stained face sought his own. Sylvia! Oh, Jack! 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 From the tumbled pillow beside them, a child wailed. She gave birth? The child, it is mine. They brought it, she sobbed. Ours, he whispered, with his arms around them both. Then from the stairs below came Braith's anxious voice. Trent, is all well? That's it? That's where it ends? What? Wait, what does this have to do with the King in Yellow? Wait, nothing weird happened here. Where's the anomaly? Where's my eldritch horror that I paid for? What? Huh? How did this happen? We was robbed. We were robbed. We were scammed. Alright, hang on, let me see how long this one is. The street. What is this? The street of Our Lady of the Fields. So it is getting... It's a little later than I thought it was, honestly. Oh, it is pretty long. I feel like these last 3 chapters are really long. I will be alerting the proper authorities of this scam, and honestly, Jabanki, I wouldn't blame you. I was so excited. I was like, how is the Eldritch Horror gonna come into this? How are they gonna, like, weave it in? Like, is she gonna be dead? And then he's gonna be like, no, my wife. And then he's gonna have to, like, get your first bottle of water of the week. Ooh. And how does it taste? How does it taste? Ugh. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Ugh. You know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. No, my wife. Cold metallic, the usual. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it's no bueno. It's not tasty. My wife is too buttery and my butt is too smooth. No. What? The Eldritch Horror was the wife? Wait, she might have been. Cause again, I don't think anything particularly strange happened except, like, she had a baby. But even then, I wouldn't really call that strange, you know? I would think that that's pretty normal, actually. Alright. That being said, it is getting a little late for me, and I do know that I have a couple meetings in the morning that I have to be like a human for. I have to be present. Mentally and physically. So I am going to go ahead and raid you guys out for right now. See you later. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm sorry you came in close to the end there, We will be continuing this. Honestly, probably next week. I really want to finish this. Trisamino, thank you, thank you. Alright, question. I'm going to give you guys 2 options. You want to go see the mimic that came by earlier? Or do you want to go see one of my Oshis? Now so poka poka for now so poka poka. She's leaving us already. I know. It is 2 a.m. for me though. I'm sorry. Where do you guys want to go? They're both doing ASMR, so don't worry. If not, I can pick. If you guys don't want to pick. Oh, she is your pick? Okay, okay. Let's go. Let's go say hi. Yeah, let's go say hi. Let's go say hi to Birdie Boba. Birdie Boba, they're doing their cozy ASMR as usual, which we love. So please make sure to copy the raid message here and go show them some love. But before we do that, also get a look at my socials. I do have an ASMR YouTube, which you can find through the YouTube link, so you can hear some of the audios that I've made. I do also have a Discord if you would like to join us, and yep, we're getting more talkative in there, and it's really exciting to see the community grow and more comfortable talking to each other and interacting and playing games and everything. It's really fun. I like it a lot. But I will see you all later. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna have a spooky day. We're gonna play some spooky games and react to some spooky content. And then next week, Thursday, because again, I kind of want to finish this out, we're going to bust out the rest of The King in Yellow and start with the Street of Our Lady of the Fields. Have a good night, everyone. I'll miss you. You sleep well, okay? Well, thank you so much for the follow, Define Negative. Okay, bye. It's making you guys go. Okay, bye.